Okay, are we online? Testing, testing, testing. Okay. Calvin, can you hear me? Hello, Seagate. Let me know if you can hear me. Ethelon says WTF. What's up, Jeremiah?
Hello?
Oh, hello.
Okay. How's the sound?
Is it make sure you have your mic setting turned to 100.
Turn to 100? I have it on 200.
No, really? Let me come take a look real quick. BRB. We have it on 200, you said?
Yeah.
Alright, 1 second. Checking your sound settings.
Oh, like that?
Right here. There you go.
Oh, I thought you meant within Discord. Wait, this thing's stuck now. What the fuck? How do I...
I don't even know what that is. You have it working?
Yeah.
Oh, you got fuzzy. Go ahead and attach this. There you go.
I feel so fancy.
So make sure your input setting is going through that.
Yeah, it is. Sure, I'll double check that for you. This thing.
Okay, perfect. Okay, awesome. You're all set. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, yeah, I think I sound kind of loud in Discord, but yeah, make sure that like the audio is like even, so that way nobody's voice is particularly louder than the others.
Oh, yeah. Are you saying that your
Like,
voice is loud right now, or my voice is loud?
I have a feeling that my voice is loud. Like, how do I, like, oh my god, within the cast, like, I'm gonna be talking like this. Oh my god, there's some crazy stuff happening. Is that loud?
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I think you're fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much. I have you set to 85. So maybe that's part of the issue. I don't know.
Oh, do you have a, like a doc with all the stuff from the Civ?
Yeah. Do you want it?
Where to find it? Yeah.
Just search up like AoE4 Persians, and you should see the like release post I made.
I see it. Any changes since 7 months ago?
7 months ago?
Yeah.
This is the post I made originally, right?
Yeah.
I don't think so. There's not really any changes. Small fixes here and there, basically. Calvin is quieter. Pulling up YouTube at 3 a.m. to see this.
Ooh.
Hey Seagate, are you here?
Yes. No.
Can you please add me in game? And also, yeah, I'm messaging it to you right now. And Calvin, I'm gonna give him your ID as well.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Very good, very good. Okay, and we have Dragavan here is in the call as well. Welcome, Dragavan.
Yeah.
Good to see you again. Alright. Just waiting on Seagate to add, and then should be able to move forward. You guys should also add each other so you can organize the room. Dragavan, since you're familiar with this from last time, maybe you can host the room.
Yeah. What's your name? In the game?
Seagate.
Yeah, so that's SEAGATE.
Oh. Yes.
Okay, I found. Yeah.
The Seagate Castle. Oh my gosh. Maybe some trading.
Oh, true.
Yes.
That's amazing. Is your name actually named after the Seagate Castle?
No.
Oh dang.
You know, there is a HD Hot label. HDD Hot brand Seagate.
HDD
Oh,
Hot?
HDD Hot.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
A storage drive.
Oh, is that Valdemar? Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, what's up?
Hello.
Good to hear from you.
Thank you.
Yep. Feel free to spectate. First game is going to be from Dragavan and Seagate, and I think Dragavan's currently setting up.
Okay.
And then Samyar
the
is
rest
joining.
Of the game's gonna be set up and save matchups.
First game in each matchup is going to be a Persian mirror match, and then after that, the loser of the match gets to decide who stays on Persians. The other player will pick their own civ, but there will be 3 bans, and you can just verbally ban. I think that was what we did last time. Is a lot easier. And then for maps, I think players should just decide together which maps they like. I sent the map pool to you guys. It's basically a bunch of default land maps. Maybe Dragavan, you and Seagate can decide real quick which maps you like. We don't have to do anything too formal with it.
Dry Arabia, if there's no problem with that.
I mean,
Dry
you
Yeah,
send
we
it to
can
me.
do it already.
Yeah, actually, you sent me the map pool, didn't you? Already,
yeah.
Cliffside Gorge, Polyphony, and Pigeons View.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And who's playing first?
First up is Dragavan and Seagate. So Dragavan is hosting, and I think they're both in lobby. Just make sure you have the spectator mode on, and then we'll be able to spectate you once you get in. And everyone should try to add each other so you can easily spectate each other.
Yep.
And make sure you have the Persian modded civ downloaded as well, of course. Okay. With that said, are you guys ready? Everything set?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. If you guys are ready, feel free to launch into it, and we'll be following you shortly. Oh man, I'm hyped to see this match.
Are you gonna solo cast Chili?
Calvin and I are gonna cast together. If you are also watching, you can feel free to comment as well. Although we've never had a third caster join, but up to you. And yeah, we're just gonna start talking, I guess.
Oh, did they start already?
Yep, they just started the match. I'm jumping in to observe right now.
Okay, sounds good.
First game, I need
I'll
to
just be on the sideline then. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna mute.
Awesome. First game, I need to warm up with the casting. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first game of the SHAH Showdown. This is a modded Civilization AoE 4 tournament. Both players are some of the top players in the game, trying out this modded Persian civilization. It looks like the Delhi Sultanate, but actually it's the Persians. And this civilization works unlike any other civilization in the game. I want to introduce my co-host here, Calvin, aka Colshin123. Calvin, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling like it's early in the morning, but I'm hyped for some Age of Empires. There's some weird stuff you can do with the civilization, so I'm pretty excited to see what different strategies our players employ.
Yeah, already a few things to call out. First, I should introduce the players. In the green side, on the top side of the map, is Seagate, a Iranian player. And then in the south side, we have Dragovan, who's already been a familiar in these modded civilization tournaments, playing in the purple color. Now, a few things to call out with this civilization. You'll notice that there's this building right here. It looks kind of like a Delhi Sultanate mosque, but it's actually called the Divan of Commerce. This is a completely unique building for this civilization. It is basically an imperial official in static form. So every building inside of this radius can be improved using this ability right here, Commerce Vizier. And when they improve it, it boosts the drop-offs by 20%. Actually, was it 20% or 50%? I don't remember, actually. I think it's 20%. 20% drop-offs for all of the units nearby. Extremely powerful, as you can imagine, the same way an imperial official would be very powerful, and it's a core aspect of this civilization. Already yep, go ahead.
Oh, well, looking at Dragovan's position, he has both the mill and the mining camp in the Divan of Commerce, but I'm actually not quite sure if the Divan touches the mill from here, because I remember testing it out last night, and if it's on the edge, it might not actually be able to be inspected.
Yeah, so the interesting thing is
he's pressing the button right now.
I actually talked to Hossein last night, and he did fix it a little bit where it's like now more visually clear. And you'll notice that Dragovan is actually pressing this button over and over again. There is no visual indicator for the Divan of Commerce, so we don't get that little eyeball showing you which building is being overseen right now, unfortunately. But you can tell that he's actually switching back and forth. Basically, every single time the mill villagers are doing a drop-off, he'll switch over there. Every single time the gold villagers are doing a drop-off, he'll switch over there.
Wait, no, that's... Oh my god, that's insane.
Yeah, it does seem like Dragovan has a much more advantageous spawn position because of this, but hopefully it's not too powerful, and Samyar can, rather Seagate can still pull this back up. Already we're seeing two different landmarks coming up on both sides. Dragovan is going with the Gundishapur, and I'll tell you guys about that soon, but this is basically a military-focused landmark, whereas Seagate is going for the Grand Caravanserai, a very trade-focused landmark. So really interesting choices here.
Yeah, notably, C8, said he was not named after the Seagate Castle, but he's going for the Caravanserai early on, so definitely going for some Seagate Castle trading technology.
Yeah, that's right. So the way caravanserais work with this civilization, it's a unique building, and what it does is it gives the Ottoman Seagate Castle landmark buff. So traders basically get increased armor and movement speed when they're close to it, and it basically massively makes these traders move massively quickly. And already, if you'll notice, it looks like Seagate has not yet discovered the trade post on the left side of the map. He's only discovered it on the right side of the map, so he might be trading in that direction.
Good look here. Yeah, I think that Seagate is probably going to be employing a very, or what we talked about last night with the the use of the, what are they called? The Kizzle Bashes. The Kizzle Bash to defend his trade, and then we're probably going to see a very aggressive playstyle from Dragon. So like, exactly what I would imagine when you read the Civ.
Yep, just need to quickly switch over to live on my side. I was a few seconds behind. Gundishapur is another landmark that's extremely interesting. So this functions as a divan of war. So this civilization has divans of commerce, which boost military economic structures, and divans of war, which function like imperial officials for military structures. Already we're seeing the Khwarezmian dynasty being researched. This civilization, instead of researching individual unit upgrades, it upgrades all units at the same time. That's what these dynasties are. So basically, he's already gotten into the next level of upgrades. The Gundishapur also allows you to get to the even higher level of upgrade than normal. So we should see potentially higher level upgraded units. And already we're seeing Kizzle Bashes come out from the archer range. This is a unique horse archer for this Persian civilization that specifically deals bonus damage to melee units.
Okay. Oh wait, can you tell us a little bit about the Khwarezmian Shah? Is that where this word Khwarezmian comes from?
Yes. What did you want to know about the Khwarezmian Shah? It's a dynasty.
Oh, okay. That's... Dragonman just murdered all of Seagate's sheep right here. Wait, what the...
Yeah, with the Kizzle Bashes. It looks like Seagate is now aware that Kizzle Bashes are coming for him and his trade. I wonder if Dragonman notices the trade landmark. I don't know if he even sees it that it's gone down yet.
But yeah, I just wanted to like, what is the Khwarezmian dynasty known for?
Oh, famously, they're the dynasty that got destroyed by the Mongols. Genghis Khan basically completely wiped them off the map. That's why you basically never hear about them at all. This scout is gonna go down. The Kizzle Bashes. There's just too many. Completely surrounded Seagate's scout. He's not gonna be happy about that. He's basically running blind now.
The Kizzle Bashes actually do hella damage to the scouts because of the bonus against melee.
Oh, is that the case? The scout also counts as a melee unit then. That makes sense. It looks like the Kizzle Bashes are knocking Seagate off of the gold. A Divan of War coming up. So the normal Divan of War looks like this, whereas the Gundishapur is a landmark that also functions as a Divan of War, so that's why they look different. And it looks like there's already stables coming up. It looks like Seagate is trying to produce some horsemen to counteract these Kizzle Bashes. Unfortunately, horsemen are going to be a difficult unit to fight against these Kizzle Bashes because they do count as melee units.
It is a little bit curious as to why he chose to go into the stables instead of the archery range.
Yeah, an archery range might be a better for this situation. These horsemen are coming out trying to defend the trade. It looks like the first trader is going to be discovered going to the south, going to the east side rather. Kizzle Bash is already smacking that thing.
Oh, he's sending trade to both sides to kind of feel out which side is safer.
Yep, and the Kizzle Bashes are already here. Dragman's not letting him get away with this, but it could be that the increased armor from the caravanserai might be enough to help facilitate this trade happen anyways.
Oh, whoa. Dragonman was pop-capped for a while. Yeah, he's quickly getting that house back up. Oh my gosh.
Oh, unfortunately, it looks like there's a trader that has 63 gold on it. Instead of going to back to the market, Seagate has sent it to the east side of the map, basically trying to reorient his trade path. We're seeing a stables come out for Dragovan now. Still within range of the Gundishapur, so he's switching back over to horseman production, or rather scout production. It seems like he's going to be going for pro scouts as well, is my guess, although he hasn't researched it yet.
Yeah, the pro scouts, just like why China would love pro scouts because of the supervision, we have the same technology here on, or what were these guys? The Persians. So it does come out faster.
And that horseman goes down in 2 volleys. The bonus damage versus melee units is incredibly strong in this age. Seagate needs to watch out.
Doubling down. He's building a second stable.
He's building a second stables.
I just don't know what the horsemen do here.
Yeah,
Dragonman's villagers are getting attacked on the gold land.
Yep. Seagate seems like he's deciding, hey, if you're gonna raid me, I might as well raid you, because I know your Kizzle Bashes are out smacking a house right now, not really doing anything too useful. At the same time, they're hounding these reinforcement horsemen coming in from the other side.
Yeah,
These
oh
things
my
look
gosh.
like Ghazi Raiders, but they're actually just standard horsemen. This is not the Delhi Sultanate. And there's a trader. There's a Persian trader that somehow made it over to Dragavan's base. Not sure how that happened.
What the?
I think this is the same trader that I saw earlier that was going to the east. He actually went all the way over to Dragonman's base instead. He thought he could trade with the other Persian civilization.
Let's see here. Maybe the horseman. Maybe Seagate knew that Dragavan was gonna go for the professional scouts and needed the horsemen and presence on the map.
Yeah. A couple things I want to call out. One is I'm noticing that this whole time, Dragavan is still switching back and forth his Divan of Commerce. So he's still going back and forth on the food and gold side. The second thing I want to call out is that Seagate made the unfortunate error to bring his sheep over to the town center instead of buffing up his mill. So he doesn't get that bonus drop-off for his food. Now, at this point, there's so many Kizzlebashes on the map, the horsemen are just going down in droves. At the same time, they're trying to raid the wood line for Dragavan. But it doesn't seem like they're able to get too much. Oh, that being said, the villagers come back out, maybe in an accidental press. But still, the villagers are still alive. That being said, there are 3 worker kills in the side for Dragavan and 0 for Seagate.
I just want to comment that Seagate did initially have his sheep, or some sheep on the mill, but then he decided to move it underneath the town center. I think because he noticed the horse archers were out, or the Kizzlebashes were out. And
I see. Yeah, he needs to defend that position. At this point,
but
all of the military for Seagate has been completely wiped out. It's 28 military to 0. If Seagate wants to come back in this game, he might need to rely on that trade. This trade buff might just be enough to do it, but he needs to double down on that or something, because right now these towers are not going to be enough.
yeah, dang. I think he thought that he could just like outproduce the Kizzlebashes because horsemen are actually cheaper. I think because the Kizzlebashes cost both gold, food, and wood.
That's right, yeah. Kizzlebashes are very powerful, but they're also very expensive. 75 food, 45
my.
wood, and 30 gold. Oh, these
Seagate is
villagers getting
completely
wiped here.
caught out in this position. There's just so many villager kills.
Oh no. Archers are finally being produced on the side of Seagate, but it's too little, too late at this point. With this many horse archers, even regular archers are not going to stand a chance. It's worth noting that the Kizzlebash actually has relatively weak attack at only 6 damage in range and relatively short range as well. I unfortunately can't see their range, but they have very short range, almost equivalent to a Mongadai. So archers would be devastating against them if used effectively. But at this point, Seagate needs to do a complete military transition, but luckily for him, that's exactly what the civilization specializes in. If he goes ahead in Divans of War, his archery range, you can see these guys pumping out 6 seconds at a time. This might be enough to change things.
That is so much, yeah. 6 seconds is actually nothing. He's got so many archers so quickly. But I am surprised that that Dragonman is not stopping this trade as much as he could be. He's just pulled back all of his units.
Yeah, a little bit surprising. I don't think he didn't find the trade post on the left side. That's why. Or actually, he's seen this trade happening.
No,
it looks like his
sees
scout is finally seeing it now. Perhaps he's just content. Oh, he's already aging up. Samarkand Bazaar going up. Not the landmark I was expecting. So this civilization has a lot of exciting Castle Age landmarks. One of them allows you to spawn assassins, which is kind of crazy. The Samarkand Bazaar is its own kind of crazy though. It functions as a divan that can actually buff up town centers as well. So since it buffs up your production speed, it's 150% production to the town center, which is a massive boost.
Oh,
It's so massive, in
Yeah.
fact, that we had to make the Samarkand Bazaar more expensive. It's actually 10% more expensive than your standard Castle Age landmark. And already we're seeing that buff coming in. Villagers now taking
Yeah.
only 20 seconds
I think he
to
noticed
produce.
that the oh, my bad. Yeah, I think he noticed that because Seagate is going trade, that he's gotta match some kind of economic output. And
Yep.
that's probably the purpose behind that landmark. I don't know what Seagate is gonna do though. If he can't trade and he can't, oh, he's resorted to farms. Yeah, he has no map control either.
Yeah, villagers
Just
only
walking
taking
HQ.
8 seconds to produce on the side of Dragavan, which is absolutely insane for for this age. We're seeing 52 economy units on Seagate's side to 48. Both players are going pretty close on as far as economy goes. This Skizzlebash on the eastern side finally getting taken out. Not sure if these traders on the east side actually help Seagate's case though, because they don't get the buff of the Grand Caravanserai. Caravanserai only gives a buff in this surrounding radius area, which only affects the top side.
Yeah, what do you think that the Persians have in store for Seagate to be able to flip the state of this game? Oh, the Assassin Brotherhood. Okay,
yeah, so really interesting. Both players going with different landmarks this time around. Seagate going for the trade landmark first, and now going into the Assassin Brotherhood. Now, this is a tower that gives 50 vision radius around it once you activate its power. Which is why it's better if it's built closer to the center of the map. At this position, all the way in this far back, is not going to be as effective, but it does give a massive amount of vision radius, as you can see right there. That being said, the top side is now being under threat due to trade. At the same time, the horsemen trying to raid his back are not going to be enough. We see assassins spawn in the back. Those horsemen were just there to give vision for the assassin. And it seems like Dragovan is already aware of that and just is guarding his gold line with military units. Archers trying to go up against the Skizzlebashes, but a couple of horsemen is going to be enough to completely stop these archers. We see our first Savar coming in. This is basically a cataphract. Now the Savar's very good against armored units, but there are no armored units here, so not quite the correct unit to produce here. Skizzlebashes do have a bonus against melee units, so Savar is still very much a melee unit. This trade is under threat, but the armor... The 9 armor from the traders is absolutely insane. It's actually basically stopping the severely slowing down this raid.
Ooh, wait, that's the Seagate buff right there. That's insane. 9 armor. They're being gunned down, but like they're just like bulletproof basically. Yeah,
a very, very powerful trade landmark. I'm hoping that it gets utilized a little bit more. I'm really glad to see it in the first game here. Dragovan's army is absolutely dwarfing Seagate's army. 47 to 9 military units on Seagate's side. Building the armored unit, the Savars, which counter armor, maybe not the effective strategy here, since nothing but light cavalry coming in. But we see our first Savar coming in on the side of Dragovan as well now, as well as crossbowmen to deal with armored units.
Ooh, Seagate has spawned 2 ninjas now, and they're just kind of standing around from the south berries and also the center.
Yeah.
Roaming around.
Not quite ninjas, these are called the assassins in this civilization, but yeah, it looks like he's fishing around to see if there's something that he can do here. Unfortunately, all he's going to find is some military units.
Dragovan builds a wall as soon as the assassin comes in.
It's like he can see something. It looks like this assassin is stealth. It might be coming up to hit this villager anytime. No, it didn't. This assassin just disappeared.
There's a huge fight happening in front of Seagate's base at the same time, and he's just... I think the FF is coming up at any time soon now.
Yeah, I think this is it. The assassins are coming in, one-shotting these villagers. The first shot does twice as much damage. It looks like he's going to be able to do a little bit of damage, at least 3 villager kills on the side of Seagate to 18 on the side of Dragovan, and that is the first game going to Dragovan.
Wow, the Skizzlebash is completely overtaking this game. Strong showing.
Yeah, very, very strong units there. This is a fun game to watch. All right, we have the players back in the room. Seagate, you get to decide who stays on Persians. Do you want to stay on it, or do you want Dragovan to stay on it?
I will listen on it.
You'll stay on it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Call out 3 civs that you'd like to ban, and then we'll have Dragovan choose his civ afterwards.
Mongol, Rus, Ayyubid.
Okay, Mongol, Rus, and Ayyubid are banned. Dragovan, you can go ahead and pick. I'm guessing are you picking in the game room already?
Yeah, yeah, I think I'll go English.
Okay, awesome. Go ahead and host the lobby, and as soon as you're ready, we can hop into the game number 2. Ooh. We don't hear the second caster. Oh, really?
what?
Is it
Can you
because
hear?
he's too soft, or is it because you don't hear him at all? I just upped his audio. Hopefully that fixes things. Let me know if it doesn't.
I'm gonna talk on and see if I can hear myself on the stream.
Which map? Where were you playing?
We can play Cliffside.
Okay. Going into Cliffside,
Pittsburgh.
English versus Persians. It is too soft, is what Kerba says.
Oh, okay.
So I just bumped you up a bit. I'll bump you up a little bit more just to make sure folks can hear you. There's a 15% bump to your audio. Should be not insignificant.
It's almost like a Devon of Commerce.
Calvin, at the same time, you might want to make sure that you are speaking into the mic as much as you can.
Into the mic. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lot clearer actually. Even for me, that was a lot clearer.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll bump you back down a little bit.
Sounds good. I'll just hold the mic closer. Okay.
Okay,
are
and
you
it
watching
does
the game?
look like they are going into the game now. I'm gonna go ahead and move both players into separate rooms. I don't know if I did that last time. That way they
Oh,
can't.
were they
they
just
can't hear
listening to the cast the whole
Yeah,
time?
that would have been awkward if they could hear the cast the whole time.
Wait, okay.
Not something I was keeping track of.
Hold live.
Okay, and let me make sure I'm up to date. Going to live position and switching over to caster mode. Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2 between Dragovan and Seagate. We have on the west side of the map in the color purple Dragovan, and on the east side of the map in the color green we have Seagate, an Iranian player, one of the top players over in actual Persia. And this is a modded civilization tournament. The Shah Showdown featuring the Persian civilization. A lot to talk about here, and I want to introduce my co-caster, Calvin.
Hey, we saw some interesting strategies whipped out in the first game, but now we're going to go back to a little bit of a classic, the English. So something a little bit we're more comfortable with.
Yeah, quite a few things to call out with this Persian civilization. The biggest thing you'll notice here is the Divan of Commerce. This building functions as an imperial, kind of like an imperial official, but in building form. So you can use this to buff up these this mill drop-off. Unfortunately, we don't have the visual indicator up here, so you won't be able to understand what exactly he's buffing up. But trust me, he is buffing it up. We're seeing a ton of food come in on the side of Seagate.
Yeah, we need 7 villagers. This is a 7 villagers and 7 villagers on food and 4 on gold. I think that's just how strong the commerce buff is.
Yeah, already you can see that we're quickly reaching the 400 food necessary to age up. Calvin, I'm curious. What do you think? What kind of strategies do you think we're going to see in this game coming out of the Persians?
Well, I have a feeling that he would probably want to go trade again. I think if the English, like being a little bit more turtly and like, oh yeah, Castle Hall coming down. If they are kind of more turtly or focused on a big infantry army, it means that more of the map is available to Seagate with faster units like the Horsemen and the Kisselbash. Tell us a little bit about the Kisselbash.
Yeah, so the Kisselbash is this horse archer unit that's unique to the Persians that specifically counters melee units. Incredibly powerful in the previous game. I'm hoping that we see it again here. That being said, it is the English, so they prefer to produce longbows. I'm guessing Dragovan specifically picked the English because he wants to counter the power of the Kisselbash. We're seeing the Gundish report.
The Kisselbash is overpowered.
Kisselbash might indeed be overpowered. I mean, we'll wait to see. I make no promises on the balance. Obviously, this is a modded civilization, so it's not going to be as balanced as your standard civilizations. That being said, Hossein and I did try our best to balance it as closely as we could, at least according to the numbers that are currently in the game. We see the Gundish report going up. Only 2 villagers, finally 4 villagers going onto it now. This is a military divan, or divan of war. It buffs up military production nearby, so it makes adds 150% production speed to all military structures, or to a military structure nearby when you choose to buff it. One thing I want to call out here though is that the council hall is coming up. If longbows are sent out from Dragavan's side, we might see Seagate get completely knocked off his gold, which would mean devastation on his part.
Yeah. Are there? Oh, I'm trying to think about the unique units that they have access to. Oh, he would be able to do the men-at-arms, right? With the Gunishapur?
That's true. The Gunishapur does allow you to build the Dynamite Man-at-Arms, a unique Man-at-Arms that specifically counters light units, deals bonus damage against them in the Feudal Age. So if this unit, that's not a unit that we saw come out in the first game, but it could be a unit that we see coming out this game, because that would be the perfect counter to longbows. And it does seem like a barracks is going down on Dragavan's side as well, which means that I'm guessing there's some feudal aggression happening.
Yeah, if Persians are able to deal with English early aggression in the feudal age, this is a really strong feudal military civ then, yeah?
Yep. Seagate finally sees both the barracks and the council hall. One thing I want to call out is I was looking at the scouting patterns of both of these players early on. Dragavan is, of course, the more professional player out of the two of them, and I'm noticing that his scouting pattern initially was just focused on the Seagate's base as well as himself. He almost didn't scout the map at all, whereas Seagate was going for a little bit more of a loop around, scouting out more of the map. Just something to learn. I think both for ourselves, Calvin, we might need to try to do that too. Focus more on scouting the enemy rather than scouting the map.
Yeah. Oh, both an archery range and a stables put down on Seagate's side. So quickly, going straight for a horseman. I think recognizing that longbows are coming towards him. Oh my gosh, this tower is already coming up.
Longbows are smacking the gold villager, and just as I predicted, the gold is no longer going to be an option for Seagate. That being said, he does not need any gold to produce the units that he's producing now. His scout is going to go down, though, unfortunately. It's a little bit of a mishap there. Dragon's putting on so much pressure. Horsemen and archers coming out quickly in droves. This might just be enough to defend his base against the incoming onslaught. Archers, if they run close to the longbows, they could pick it up. The horsemen trying to charge, but there's too many spearmen in this area. Oh no, the longbows are just picking out these archers. He's trying to kill the villagers specifically.
Just can't take this fight right now. There's no way.
Yeah, I think he needs to reorient himself. This is a lot of military units down. We see 4 military units to 11 on Dragavan's side. This is not going to bode well. Dragavan's actually microing the archers back when they're low.
Wow.
Seagate's just losing military left and right.
Here too. he's calling Seagate's base his home. This is ultimate domination play.
The berries are now under threat. Another villager goes down. That's the first villager kill in the side of Dragavan. Second one going down as well. That being said, the Persians are already coming back. The military production is extremely strong. The Divan of War from the Gunishapur are able to make these archers produce very, very rapidly. I think it takes less than... It takes 15 seconds to produce an archer right now. Oh, actually, he's not buffing that. He's buffing the horseman production. It takes 8 seconds to produce a horseman, which means that he's able to get his military up extremely quickly, faster than perhaps Dragavan can reinforce his side.
Yeah, I believe that he went particularly heavy on horsemen because his macro was more lean towards food. His woodline is completely not safe anymore.
Yep, not enough food to even produce villagers on Seagate's side now. This is the kind of pressure that it will completely stymie the Persians. That being said, I am curious to see, like, if the Persians are truly a broken modded civ, then maybe they can just get through this anyways. This is relentless pressure, but maybe the Persians have the tools to just beat this. If they don't, then I'm gonna feel a little bit better about the way I balance this civ. A horseman going down, 13 military to 19. It's actually pretty incredible that the Persians are able to get this many military units out this quickly. Dragavan even feels the need to back up a little bit. That being said, there's a wall here. Oh my god, the wall blocking the archers. Dragavan found the perfect corner to fight his aggression here.
Devastating, like, stronghold right here. Oh my gosh. Even if Seagate had enough horsemen to siege down this outpost, the longbows would just be gunning them down from over the wall.
Johnny Cummings says, "Hi, how's the game going? It's going great. This is a very fun game to watch. That being said, it's also very painful. The longbows are dealing so much damage. Just nothing but Persian bodies on the floor. 180 value killed on the side of Seagate, whereas 1,005 killed on the side of Dragavan. Villagers are not being produced either. Seagate's under significant pressure. Even the villagers are under threat. No.
He can't get his woodline. He can't get this food. He's been forced to move to the south. All this time, he's been unable to do any pressure onto Dragavan.
The horsemen are finally on the longbows. There's no more spear. There's only one spearman now. That spearman needs to be taken down by the archers. He needs to micro that. Oh, the horsemen are. Oh no. They're all going down. That being said, there's enough longbows here to. Actually, no, it doesn't matter. There's so many longbows here. This is just gonna be constant pressure. Both sides walled up. Actually, dude, I'm taking notes. This is some good aggression right here.
This is how you do it.
Yeah, Seagate might need to move off of this mill at this point and find something else. Shifting his whole economy over to the south.
If he, because this gold is now untouched, and Dragavan's not even looking at it. If he goes onto the gold and gets a barracks down, gets the, what do they call it, the Dalemites out.
Yeah, that's he needs to produce Dalemites. He should have just towered his gold and then produced Dalemites. That would have been the perfect solution. It counters both the spearmen and the longbows. The English basically have no counter to the Dalemites. Dalemites are men-at-arms that have bonus damage against light units.
He spent his 300 wood instantly on the archery range in the stable, but yeah, I think we'd be seeing a very different game if there was a tower on his gold.
Yeah, another thing to keep in mind is that the Gundishapur does allow you to do the next age of dynasty upgrades earlier, I believe.
Oh,
or
yeah,
no, maybe we removed that ability. Okay, never mind. I thought it did. I think we did remove that ability. It was broken. Previously, you had Castle Age units in the Feudal Age. It was kind of crazy. Okay, I'm glad that we removed that.
Okay, but he definitely needs that right now.
He does definitely need that right now. The longbows are making a move. This tower's going up too late. This should have been the first thing that you built, Seagate. No, another villager going down. He's oh my god. From the position of Dragavan right now, he just sees everything on the map. He's even got an archer range sitting in the middle of this map here. We do finally see a blacksmith coming up on the side of Seagate. Most of his economy in the back is pretty safe. The scout on Dragavan's side able to spot out this hidden back economy. Very, very little vision on the side of Seagate. And Dragavan is finally preparing for some rams. He's building some rams. He's going to try to close this game out in the Feudal Age, it looks like.
Yeah, one thing I'm going to be paying attention to is just how many rams Dragavan needs to take out Seagate fully. I have a feeling that only a couple is really what's going to solidify it, and just like followed up by like heavy macro on the micro on the longbows. I don't think he needs to really fully take out the town center. He's just going to slowly push him down.
We see some horsemen raiding the English on the backside, but there's so many English villagers just shooting them.
Oh my god.
These horsemen are actually just going down. And we see our first ram make contact with Seagate's base now. A ton of archers on the side of Seagate. 31 to 27 military. That's actually pretty impressive that Seagate lost this many units and is still able to keep up this much production. That being said, his Divan of Commerce is now going down.
Seagate is going for a flank on the longbows.
He's going the long way around, it seems like, but at the same time, the longbows are able to spot him out the entire time. Looks like Dragavan's keeping track. The horsemen in the back not able to deal the damage that it would like to do. The longbows caught pretty far out. Seagate's trying to fight this, but the longbows getting the network of castles buff are going to be able to fight them back in that position. Rams in the front, under threat by the horsemen.
Oh my god.
But there's just so many spears and so many archers. It's not going to be enough. Again, a shift over to the Dalemites might have been what Seagate needed. And wow, I'm kind of impressed right now. Did Dragavan fully scout out this map or something like that? The entire top side is where the gold is. There's basically no gold on the south side of the map for Seagate. So Dragavan basically hitting the exact side that he should have hit.
Yeah, this is actually perfect. This wood line giving him the perfect like cover. Yeah, and the gold. Wow.
We might be seeing our first ram going down. Never mind. Seagate is just charging the actual archer mass. It looks like his archers are trying to go all in on those longbows. The horsemen running around, trying to deal what damage they can, but it's not going to be enough. This seems like the final call for Seagate. He did try to go for the top side, and it looks like the wall is going to be enough to stop that. And that is game number 2, which means our first game between Dragavan and Seagate goes in favor of Dragavan. Dragavan will be moving on to the finals.
Yeah, well played on both sides.
Well played, well played. And we see Dragavan coming back in. Well played, Dragavan. Any quick words, any quick thoughts you want to share on that game?
This game right now. My plan was to go for a rush, especially because of the spawn. The divan.
Mm-hmm.
The divans are very. You can't move the divans, so I can, and all the sheep are on the mill, like with China, so I can pretty easily longbow rush and deny all of his food, and at least his economic bonus if he goes on another food source.
Yeah, wow, just superior scouting.
Yep.
As noted by Charles earlier.
Awesome job. Okay, we are now shifting on to game number 2, or I guess matchup number 2. I don't know whether to call it games or matchups, but we are moving on to Valdemar versus Samyar. Are the players both here and ready?
We are in lobby and ready. We just play Dry Arabia, no?
Yeah, you can pick any of those land maps, so Dry Arabia works.
Yeah, let's start with Arabia, and then we can lose a pick the next map. Is that fine?
Sounds good. Samyar, are you here with us?
Yep, Dry Arabia seems fine. Hey.
Okay, awesome. Whenever you guys are ready to start, feel free to start. And Dragavan and Seagate, feel free to spectate these next games. And we'll get into it.
Waiting for the day that we get to see the Dalemite charges. The Dalemites look pretty cool because they have the what are they? Oh my gosh, are they the Viking unit within the Byzantine army? Is it
No,
the
I
same model or not?
think the way Hossein did it is that the Age 2 version of the Dalemite is actually the Ottoman Age 3 Men at Arms model, and then the
okay.
yeah, and then they're using axes from the what's it called, the Weingard Footman axes. So they have an interesting look.
Okay.
Yeah. But then once they're upgraded, they look basically like regular Delhi Men at Arms. Once they're upgraded, so it is a bit unfortunate because they technically have like a Castle Age look, like they have the silvery armor in the Feudal Age, even though they're technically Feudal Age statted when you get them in the Feudal Age. So
Wait, hold on. I don't. Did they turn on Observe Batch, or is it just because it's loading?
it was just loading.
Oh, okay,
I'm actually going in now.
Okay, I'm going in now too.
Hossein says, GG, well played. Absolutely well played. Shout out to Hossein, who is the developer behind all of these modded civs. As well as originally he actually developed the first version of Persia, and then that was featured in the previous Future Kingdoms tournament. And then him and I chatted a bit, and we thought about ways to improve the Persian civilization, which led to this design that you guys are seeing right now. Ali0098 says, we love you, Darvaz Daryali. I'm guessing that's something in Farsi. Unfortunately, I don't remember any Farsi. I did take Farsi for a year in university. I completely forgot everything. Koda Hafez is like the only thing I can remember. Haley Hub. Shout out to all my Iranian viewers right now, and anybody watching that happens to know some Farsi. We're going into game number 2. I'm going to switch over to caster mode now. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2. This time we're going between Valdemar in the color yellow on the west side of the map, and in the color teal on the east side of the map is Samyar. This is game number 2 of the SHAH Showdown, a modded civilization tournament for AoE 4 that features the Persian modded civilization. Now, both of these guys are playing what looks like the Delhi Sultanate, but is actually the Persians. And you can already tell that this civilization works completely differently from any other civilization. I want to give a quick shout out to my co-casters though, Calvin, aka Kolshin123. How are you feeling?
Oh, We saw some interesting strategies in the previous matchup, but already I think that Valdemar and Samyar were spectating the previous game, given how they placed their mills and their Divan of Commerces.
Yeah,
much
so
closer and safer to the town centers.
a big thing to call out is this Divan of Commerce. This is a unique building for the Persian civilization, which functions kind of like an imperial official, but it's stationary. So it can, and the Divan of Commerce can only improve drop-offs. So it can buff up this mill, it can buff up this mining camp, and we saw last time that crafty players with a lot of APM can actually shift between the mill drop-off and then the gold drop-off, and then the mill drop-off and then the lumber camp drop-off. So there's a lot of potential for a really high-level skill expression here.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye on the Divan of Commerce on Samyar's side, seeing if he's been pressing it or not. But so far, it doesn't look like he's doing it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's switching back and forth. Another thing I'm noticing is that Samyar didn't go on his berries. He didn't put the mill on his berries. I think he saw what happened last game to Seagate and is saying, like, I'd rather take the hit and just put the mill in a safe area.
Yep. Yeah.
Same thing's happening on
Very
Bolivar's
notably,
side as well.
As a former Chinese player, if you greed out for the berries, you just always get punished for it.
Yeah. Again, we're noticing similar scout. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, never mind.
Again,
I
we're
was just gonna
noticing.
say that the Gundashapar is coming out.
Got it. It seems like the Gundashapur is going up, the Feudal Age landmark. I do want to call out the scouting pattern really quick. Once again, we're seeing Samyar going for a more kind of like map-focused scouting pattern, whereas Valdemar basically went straight to the enemy base and just wanted to take a look at what's going on there. One thing to call out is, of course, Valdemar is one of the top pros in AoE 4 right now, so an extremely challenging matchup for Samyar. Samyar is an Iranian player and one of the top players in Iran, but not necessarily a pro AoE 4 player. So this is going to be a challenge for him. That being said, he is friends with Hossein and has been familiar with the Persian civilization for a while now, so it might be enough to give him the advantage that he needs. Both players going for the Gundashapur Feudal Age landmark. This is a very interesting landmark. It functions as a Divan of War. So the Divan of Commerce boosts economic drop-offs. Divans of War boost military production. So Gundashapur could be buffing up a bunch of the military production for the civilization. We saw it facilitate a massive amount of military in the previous games. And the other thing to call out is that it also unlocks the Dalamite Feudal Age Man-at-Arms. So we might be seeing some Dalamites in this game.
Yeah, I would love to see them. And yeah, talking about Samyar's familiarity with the Civ, he only has 3 people on the mill gathering food, but that's all you really need if your Divan of Commerce is on the food, on the mill. Whereas we see Valdemar has 4 people on food, and actually wait, they have similar amounts of food. Okay, I thought Valdemar would like be floating 100 food at this point.
It does seem like he's spending a lot of food. I'm not sure where he's spending it right now, though. But yeah, it does seem like they have similar amounts of food. We see professional scouts going in immediately, actually researching incredibly quickly. I'm guessing it's because of the Divan of Commerce able to buff up that professional scouts research timing, the same way that you would buff up the Chinese would buff up the Imperial officials, would buff up the speed of the professional scouts right now in the current meta. So excited to see a bunch of scouts coming out. At the same time, not seeing any military units coming out on either side just yet.
Oh, both sides are going for the professional scouts.
Oh, actually, yes, indeed. I completely missed that call out.
Okay, and then finally we see the stables coming out from Valdemar's side. I don't know. I think if Samyar sees this, then he's probably going to go into the Gizzle Bashes. I think Gizzle Bashes is the answer.
Yeah, the moment you put down the stables, that's horsemen coming out. Oh, never mind. That's scouts coming out. Why did I think that was horsemen coming out? These scouts are producing so incredibly quickly. 9 seconds to produce. Basically, having a Gundashapur and a Divan of Commerce means you basically have 2 imperial officials for this civilization right now. Or what's funny is we're actually seeing Samyar trying to steal some deer over from Valdemar's side of the map, and Valdemar says, "Okay, you know what? You can have that one. I'm gonna go focus on the rest of these deer instead."
Oh man.
Same thing happening over on Samyar's side, also producing a ton of scouts, and also, finally, a barracks is coming down, which means we might be seeing some Dalamites or some Spearmen. Horsemen coming out, trying to counteract these scouts. This scout's gonna drop his sheep and pull, or drop his deer and pull back for the time being.
Oh, yeah, and just like the Chinese, these players are familiar with how to use professional scouts, like making sure that they drop them off at the mill.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You need to make sure that you're microing the scout drop off to go back to the mill. It doesn't seem like Samir has done that. His scouts
doesn't
are
look too
currently
much
going
Samir's
back.
doing it.
Yeah, they're going
Oh,
back to the
he
town.
did it.
Oh, never mind. He's doing it now. Yeah, just to call for anyone that's joining us now, this civilization is not the Delhi Sultanate. This is the Persian civilization, which actually functions almost like a Chinese hybrid with actually, what would you compare this to? This civilization
this is China.
Yeah, it's more similar to China than it is to Delhi Sultanate at all.
Oh my gosh, there are so many mind games going on right now. Oh, actually, okay. The actually, wait, no, maybe it's not. I thought that the barracks, like Valdemar saw the barracks and then he immediately went into the archery range. I thought that archers were gonna come out, but instead Kizelbashers were gonna come out.
Yep, it seems like
thought that,
Valdemar is going for a very similar strategy to what Dragovan did last game. Kizelbashes and Horsemen, a terrifying combo.
There's just no room for the Dalemites. If Valdemar masses up Kizelbashers, then there's just nothing he can do about it. He has to go into the stables too, or the archery range too.
Yeah, so far it seems like both players are neck and neck. 28 to 28 econ, 12 to 12 in military. But we might be seeing this shift rapidly as the Kizelbashes start to take the field and just completely kite out these spearmen. Spearmen are trying to stop these scouts, but the scouts are just going to run away the moment they see them.
I wish there was an easier way to count the number of carcasses, but I have a feeling that Valdemar has gotten most of the hunts.
Yeah, it does seem like the advantage is currently going on Valdemar's side. At least on destroyed value, he certainly killed a little bit more than what Samir was able to achieve. That being said, still relatively could be anyone's game at this point. Finally, some horsemen trying to raid the backside of Samir's base. Not going to be able to find too much of our first horseman going down. Could be our second and third going down shortly. Samir is playing a very defensive game right now.
From Valdemar's side, but that whole time he actually lost the entire hunt up in the north, which may be the more important resource.
Yeah, a lot of food going over to the side of Valdemar. At this point, Samir might as well consider going onto these mills in the south side with some partial walling. That could be enough. It's worth calling out that Kizelbash's
the archery range.
It's worth calling out that Kizelbash's do deal bonus damage to melee units. The unique horse archer that deals bonus damage to melee units, which makes them particularly effective against the spears and horsemen that Samir is currently going into. The flip side of that, though, is that Kizelbashes are very expensive. 75 food, 31 wood, and 30 gold. Oh, actually, I think they're normally more expensive. They're normally more expensive on the wood side, but I believe Valdemar got the tech that makes all of his archers cheaper, including his Kizelbashes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 30 gold is hefty. That is more than a man-at-arms.
Yeah, 30% more to be exact. It seems like at this point there's a lot of pressure going down.
Despite Samir having this safer mill position, it's still getting raided. He needed to put it right on the town center.
Yep, hearing a lot of bells ringing on the side of Samir. Just constantly going back and forth, not able to get the food production that he needs. He decided to shift half of his villager stack over to the left side, going onto the wood instead. He might want some partial walls up soon. At this point, Samir's base is looking pretty isolated, not much vision on the map, whereas Valdemar is just placed all over the map right now.
He's already going H3 behind it, going with the... I can't even attempt to speak that.
Going with the Samarkand Bazaar. Samarkand, a famous trade city in the on the Silk Road, the capital city of the Timurid Empire, which I don't think we ended up featuring in this civilization, but the Timurids are a Mongolian, Turkic, Persianate kind of civilization, kind of affiliated with the Persians at least. So anyways, Samarkand, very powerful trade city in the Middle Ages, very powerful landmark in this civilization, able to function as a divan of commerce that can buff up town centers. So that's 150% production to town centers, which is going to be insane for Valdemar's economy pretty soon.
Yeah, and Samuel is not even close. He's been starved so hard off of gold and food that I just don't know what he's gonna do. I just don't know what he's gonna do against Valdemar's army. Kizilbashes are just like so strong right now.
Yep, we're currently living in the age of the Kizilbash. It does seem like there is no counter to this unit at the moment. Archers are finally coming out on the side of Samyar. If he gets enough archers up, it could be enough to stop these Kizilbashes, but the fact that they have that movement speed makes it a pretty difficult proposition. Trying to get a tower onto his gold, ended up having to tower his mill instead. There's just so much aggression coming out on the side of Valdemar. Valdemar's going to be losing his scout. At the same time, it doesn't seem like Valdemar may be upgrading to the Ilkhanid dynasty soon. The way the civilization works is that instead of upgrading your units individually, you upgrade your dynasty, which upgrades all of your units at the same time. So all of his units, his Kizilbashes, his horsemen, his archers, are all going to be upgraded to the veteran level at the same time.
Ooh, Samyar is going on the attack now.
Yep, Samyar is saying, I'm done defending my base. I'm going to switch over and send my horsemen over to you.
But Valdemar's got such a defensible base and such a tight base right now. With the use of the professional scouts, all of his food is so safe.
Yep. A couple villager kills going down on the side of Valdemar. Could be a third one.
Actually, oh, the villagers are fighting.
Villagers are just going to fight at this point.
And the horseman models are just so large that only one or two of them can attack at a time.
Yeah, unfortunately not going to be the best fight there. And now the rest of Valdemar's army is making it back.
He has freed up space, so he's able to get this gold, finally. And then macro for the age up. Oh my gosh.
Ilkhanid dynasty has come in. These are veteran horsemen against regular horsemen. Not going to be enough. Samyar needs to try to desperately go up to age 3 as quickly as he can right now.
I think that even if he gets the resources to go up, he just doesn't have the space to. Once these Kizilbashers come back in, they're going to be relentlessly shooting down the villagers building the landmark.
Villagers on Valdemar's side taking 8 seconds to produce. We're rapidly seeing his economy overtake Samyar's, 51 to 44.
Oh no.
A massive charge going on to Samyar's base. The archers are under threat. The archers are the correct answer to the Kizilbashes, but the horsemen are there to counteract the archers. That being said, this melee, he's fighting in the trenches of Isfahan. There's no space here to actually take the fight. The melee units are being blocked by the buildings. This might be enough for Samyar to defend. We need to see more units in the town center to actually take advantage of the fact that, and that is it. Game 1 is going over to Valdemar. Samyar's going to have to take some lessons from this one.
Yeah, Valdemar is showing his superior map knowledge and understanding of what units to build. Just build horse archers. Oh my god.
Yeah, great game from both players. We're starting to see some strategies come out for this civilization. This is a modded civilization, so the balance and the strategies are pretty unknown. There's no real meta here yet. We are establishing the meta as we're playing in this tournament. It's really interesting to see how things are shaping up so far. I'm going to pull both players back into the room, and we'll go ahead and make callouts on who is going to be playing the Persians moving forward. So Samyar, you do get Samyar, are you with us here?
Yep, I'm hearing.
Okay, perfect. You do get to pick who gets to play the Persians next. Do you want to play, or does Valdemar play the Persians?
I still want to play Persians.
Okay, excellent. You get to pick 3 civs to ban, and then Valdemar will pick a civ.
I will ban Rus, English, and French.
Rus, English, and French.
Yep.
What's the next map?
I don't know. Is Cliffside okay? Can we play on it?
Yep, Cliffside is okay.
Is that
Alright.
okay with you, Voldemort?
Yeah, it's fine. It's up to you.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
play Biz then.
Byzantine. Okay, Byzantine against the Persian, the classic rivalry since
Okay.
ancient times. I'm excited to see this matchup. Go ahead and organize the lobby yourselves, and then when you guys are ready, start it up. Just make sure that there is observer mode enabled and no delay.
Yep, everything's good to go. Up to you, Samia, whenever you're ready.
Yep, okay, let's go.
Let's
But let
go.
me first move the channel.
Yep, I'll go ahead and drag you guys down. Oh, they already got it. Awesome.
Already
Both
got it.
players are going into their separate lobbies. I do want to take a moment to call out now. This tournament is entirely sponsored by donations from viewers like you. So take a look at the link for the Ko-Fi channel for Chile Empire. All donations to that Ko-Fi will go towards the prize pool for this game. All right, and with that said, we are launching into the next game. Game 2 between Valdemar and Samyar.
Oh, are you already able to observe?
Yep.
Yeah, wow. Samir deciding to go back onto the Persians after taking that loss, but yeah, I guess he's just excited to play Hossein Civ.
I mean, if there's going to be an OP Civ, it's probably the Persians, because the balance probably favors the Persians right now. We saw what they did with the Kizilbashes in the past few games. I wonder how that will go against the Byzantines. Let me go ahead and make sure that caster mode is enabled. Shout out to Ali009 saying Samyar is the greatest Persian player. Fire emoji.
We got some fans.
Excited to see what Samyar does in this game. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2 of the SHAH Showdown between Valdemar and Samyar. This is the second matchup between these two players. The first game did go in favor of Valdemar. This tournament features the Persian modded civilization, so they're not actually... Samyar looks like he's playing the Delhi Sultanate, but he's actually playing the Persians. And this time, we're going to have Valdemar on the Byzantines. I want to introduce my co-caster, Calvin, aka Colshin123. Calvin, what do you think we're going to see from these players this time around?
This is the battle of olive oil versus gold. The Persians, played by Samyar right now, are super gold heavy, featuring units that are super inefficient in the gold cost department. Kizilbash is costing 30 gold each a pop. And then Valdemar is playing Byzantines, and they love their olive oil. And I'm pretty excited to see like a late game slog and like a lot of sprint techs be utilized.
Yeah, just a couple things to call out for folks that aren't familiar. The Divan of Commerce. This is a unique building for the Persians. So it's not actually a mosque. Instead, this is actually more like an imperial official, but in building form. And we don't see the supervision. Unfortunately, we don't have that working in the mod. But I'm guessing the Divan of Commerce is buffing up this mill right now, able to increase the drop-offs by 20%. Exactly like the way an imperial official works, just in building form.
Ooh. Oh, that makes sense now. Okay, so the Divan of Commerce is using the Delhi Sultanate mosque model, right? That's why their regular mosques are the Ottoman mosques.
I believe this is actually the Dome of the Faith or something like that. This is like the Delhi Sultanate landmark model. It's not just the mosque model.
Oh, okay. It's just smaller, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit smaller. We're able to affect size. We're not able to affect the model itself, unfortunately. Shout out to Hossein 81, who is the modder behind creating the Civ. He actually created an early version of the Persians for the previous Future Kingdoms tournament. And this time around, we took a look at it together, him and I, and we figured out like what kinds of things can we do to make the Persians a little bit more interesting as a Civ. And this is the design that you are now seeing. Already the landmark going up on the side of Samyar, the Gundishapur. This is the famous palace of the Sassanid Empire. By the medieval ages, not quite as relevant, so it makes sense that it's only making an appearance in the feudal age. This landmark functions as a divan of war. So divans of commerce buff up
economic drop-offs. Divans of War buff up military production. It also unlocks the men-at-arms, the Dalamite, in the feudal age. This is a unique Persian men-at-arms.
Yeah, so we see an aggressive landmark by Samyar, and then a very economic landmark from Valdemar. I don't know when the Grand Winery became the default option, but yeah, almost never see the what's it called, the Grand Hippodrome be built anymore.
Yeah, I think that the age of the Hippodrome is over for the time being. I don't remember when that shift happened either. I think it got nerfed quite a few times, the Triumph ability specifically. So I'm guessing that's why everyone's kind of shifting over to the Grand Winery. This is a matchup I'm particularly excited about. If you know your history, you'll know that the Sassanids and the Byzantines, famously two of history's greatest rivals. They've been fighting since the Parthian days, since the Battle of Cannae. These two have been going at it, and we finally get to see this matchup happen in Age of Empires 4, which is super exciting to me. It's worth calling out that the Persians, modded civilization, actually have access to the Savar, which is a kind of like a cataphract unit of their own. So both civilizations have something like a cataphract. We might even be seeing similar unit models out here that might be very confusing.
Oh, yeah, cataphracts with lancers and then cataphracts with their sabers.
That's right. That's right. And already we're seeing a barracks come out. Valdemar is unfortunately pop-capped right now, so this first Limitane not going to be able to come out quite as quickly as he would have liked. This Limitane going out to... Where is it going out? This Limitane going out to trade. He's trying to see if Samyar is going for trade. I think he's scouting it now. Now he sees the Gunishapur, so he knows that Samyar is not going for trade. Limitane finding a bunch of wolves.
To make any military just yet. I was gonna call out that yeah, the Byzantines do love spamming their Lametanai, right? And the counter to that would be the Kizilbashes, but I don't know how worth it is, because like once the Lametanai turn on the ranged or the shield wall, like I don't know if it's worth microing that.
Yep. Once again, we're seeing the stables coming out on the side of Samyar. He does seem to have an affinity for producing horsemen really quickly. I think it's 9 seconds to produce a horseman once it's buffed up.
I don't think it's the horsemen. I have a feeling that it's going to be the scouts. There it is.
Oh, the scouts. That's right. Okay, so he's already researched professional scouts. I did lose track of that. So it looks like Samyar is going for basically a very similar strategy to what he did last game, focusing on professional scouts first.
But the Kizilbashes might not be the answer to the Lametanai, but the Dalamites definitely would be.
Yes, we do finally see the barracks coming up. This may be an indication of Dalamites showing up. You and I have been rooting for Dalamites showing up in these games this whole time, and we still have yet to see it.
Still have yet to see it.
Might be one of the memes of this tournament. Is like, where are my Dalamites? Scout getting poked by this Limitane, not going to be able to pick up that deer carcass as he would have liked. Valdemar saying, that's my deer. I'm even going to wall it off so that you don't get access to it.
Oh, whoa. This is such an interesting wall by Valdemar. I feel like we rarely see these players go for like short walls in the back of their base, instead opting for like frontal walls. So we saw that Dragovan in the previous game when he was doing the longbow rush, just basically built a whole forward base next to Seagate.
Yeah, that's true. We're now seeing an archer range coming up on the side of Samyar as well. It looks like he's going to go for a mixed composition army. Maybe some Kizilbashes coming out as well. At the same time, on the side of Valdemar, we see both Limitane and Javelin Throwers, the tried and true 1-2 classic of the Byzantines. I'm curious how the Persians will respond to Javelin Throwers. Technically, there's no real answer aside from the Dalamites. I guess horsemen are the answer?
That was... they might... I zoned out, but I was watching the Samyar raid with this horseman in the back of Valdemar's base, and then Valdemar, he might be a Byzantine player or something. He immediately activated the... what's it called? The
Akratory defense thing?
Yeah, charge the horsemen, but Samyar pulled back before they could really get an attack off.
Amazing. We're seeing a second Divan of Commerce come up, able to buff up this gold line and the wood line. Potentially he'll even switch back and forth. Archers are now being produced. We see a bunch of spearmen on the side of Samyar as well.
Oh! Oh, these javelins hurt. Oh my god, they hurt.
Javelins are gonna be devastating against this. I'm hoping we see some
Arcane
Our first Dalemite has made it onto the field.
Oh shit.
He's got the Ottoman man-at-arms body and an axe from the Wineguard footmen. He looks absolutely beefed up, ready to take on these javelin throwers. I'm excited to see this guy in action. It's worth calling out that Dalemites have bonus damage against light infantry specifically, and it does seem like Valdemar has nothing but light infantry, so this might be the perfect unit to produce. Dalemites are a little bit weaker than your normal man-at-arms, but also a little bit cheaper than your normal man-at-arms, so it could be the perfect answer. He does have the economy set up, he just needs access to gold. That's the one issue that Samyart has right now. He needs to tower this up or wall it up or something.
Ooh, he's already got a lot. 5 Dalemites, actually. That's plenty. Oh, but
Yep,
these
at this
scouts,
point,
unfortunately-
Valdemar has spotted out the Dalemite, killing scouts left and right. 225 killed on the side of Valdemar. Need to switch over to worker. Need to switch over to worker view on the economy. Sorry about that earlier.
Ooh.
Oh, the Dalemites might be going for a charge.
Oh.
Oh, damn. There's just so many javelin throwers now that the Dalemites are eating chunks of spears directly to the face. That's the one issue with Dalemites, is that they are still men-at-arms, so they're going to be slow and kiteable the way men-at-arms are.
That is big damage. Oh, no. And unfortunately, I think this mill is just ever so slightly too far out. Once again, same issue as the previous game.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
The Dalemites are charging out now.
Impaled. Oh. Are they faster? I don't think this is the fight. I don't think he has enough yet.
I think they're going for the charge. They don't.
Wait, are these... What
They do have only 2 ranged armor, so that is a potential weakness of this unique unit here. This charge might be enough to actually catch up. These are some fast-moving men-at-arms. They're charging for so long. Massive chunks being.
Javelins are.
Oh, javelins are slow, right?
The animation is just so slow, so it's not worth kiting. But this wall right here, actually. Wait,
Yeah, perfect wall.
The use of partial walling in front fights is actually so powerful.
Dalemites trying to take this wall. I'm not sure that's the right call. He's going to back up, not before losing a couple of Dalemites at this point. Able to tower his gold in the meantime.
Tower his gold. Yeah, he was unfortunately having to rely off of selling his wood for gold to keep production up of these Dalemites.
Oh, that's what he was doing earlier. I see.
Yeah, but all the while, oh my gosh, Valdemar is just so quick with everything, walling up everything on the north and going H3 at the same time.
Yep. The one advantage that
This is insane.
One advantage that he doesn't have is Valdemar did not go into pro scouts this game, so there could be a huge food advantage on the side of Samyar. He has been pro scouting for a while now.
Ooh, this is true. This is true. But Valdemar is making sure that Samyar is scared of that food area, making sure that he has to guard it, because you're right. Samyar's only win con right now is this food.
Yeah, still doesn't have anywhere close to the resources he needs to age up. I'm praying, I'm hoping. I mean, it's worth calling out. Valdemar is one of the best pros in AoE 4 right now, so this is a tough matchup for Samyar. Samyar is one of the top players in Iran, but not necessarily an AoE 4 pro. So huge shout out to him for even attempting this matchup. This is going to be a tough challenge for. We see our Ram. We see a Ram coming out. Oh, what?
Oh,
I was not expecting that. I'm guessing Samyar is saying, hey, if you're going to go Castle Age, I need to go and take you down before you get too many advantages.
He's, once again, queued up more Dalemites. He's saying that he's going to stay in this age and just
He's
just
staying
fight
in
it
this
out.
age.
But, oh my gosh. I just don't know. I think Dalemites need a buff.
This could be the change in tactics that Samyar needs to basically throw Valdemar off his loop. I don't think Valdemar was expecting this attack. He's bringing his military back at this point, and shifting over his economy.
Already noticed that the gold vein on the north is not safe, so he's pulled back his vills and already queued up this gold in the south.
We see our first crossbowman coming out on the side of Valdemar.
Yup, knowing that crossbows are his only response to the Dalemites.
Yeah, I think Samyar took a look at the size of Valdemar's army and said, I don't want a piece of that. I'm just kidding. You can have my ram as sacrifice. I'm going to take at least one house along the way, and I'm going to raid at least one vill in the back. That's our first vill kill on the side of Samyar. Samyar trying to run away from these these javelins.
He has opted to not fight it out actually, and is instead macroed for age 3. Let's take a look at what landmark he goes for. Oh,
He goes for the Assassin Brotherhood. So it's interesting. Samir actually built his base so tight that he doesn't have enough space for the Samarkand Bazaar. So he didn't go for that landmark this time around. Samarkand Bazaar would have given him plus 150 production on his town center. Unfortunately, he does not get that, and he kind of needs that to get his economy back in shape. That being said, the Assassin Brotherhood, a very, very, very powerful and interesting landmark, able to spawn assassins across the map and give a huge amount of vision.
Oh, let's see here. Yeah, Lament 9 now upgraded into Veterancy. Ooh, the Golden Horn Tower is still just pumping out javelins. I think he's okay with that.
Tried and true Limitane javelins with a couple crossbows mixed in could be enough to stop these Dalemites. So many scouts have gone down on the side of Samyar at this point.
Yeah, oh no. Unfortunately,
and I think we heard our first.
His economy is just running away with this. He's already gotten, it looks like 1 relic on the map and getting 2 more, and has full map control while being walled up. It is just devastating. Tower diving now. Wow.
Limitane with their shield wall up, able to tower dive. And this is a favorable fight for these Dalemites. That being said, they are still feudal age Dalemites up against castle age units.
So many javelins.
Samyar needs to try to get the Ilkhanid dynasty upgrade as soon as possible. This civilization does not upgrade units individually. It upgrades units all at the same time by upgrading its dynasty. And that is it. It seems like that was too much.
Wow.
Even with the Assassin Brotherhood coming up, it's not enough. Game 2 will be going to Valdemar.
Too strong.
Very powerful match. Very, very fun and interesting. It seemed like Valdemar went with a pretty classic strategy and able to take out Samyar without doing anything too fancy for the Byzantines. All right, gonna pull Valdemar back in.
It definitely felt like classic English versus classic Byzantine, or classic English and classic Byzantines was enough to take out the Persians.
Absolutely. I'm excited to go into our finals now because we do have Valdemar and Dragovan moving on to the finals. Huge shout out to Seagate and Samyar, 2 Iranian players who tried their best at taking out these AoE 4 pros. Unfortunately, they will not be joining us in the finals, and we'll be moving on to the next game. Valdemar and Dragovan, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, thanks
awesome.
for having us. It was real fun.
Thanks for playing, man.
playing
Dude,
games.
super fun to watch your games. A lot of interesting
Thank you.
strategy coming out.
Bye-bye.
All right, and I think Dragovan, are you able to, or is who's hosting? Maybe Dragovan, you can host?
Okay.
Perfect.
I'm not gonna lie. I think those Dalemites are gonna need a little bit more ranged armor. That was crazy.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. In the past, in a previous version of this same mod, the Dalemites were actually basically the only strategy being used. Everyone was just rushing Dalemites and just like spamming those things. So that's why we kind of nerfed that landmark a little bit. And I think it's specifically because it could get the Castle Age upgrades in the Feudal Age. That's why it was like broken OP. Now we're seeing a lot more of a measured approach to the strategies that these players are taking, which has been pretty interesting.
Oh, so you're saying this is the healthier version of the game?
I don't know. I don't know. It could. I mean, it's a modded civilization. Nothing's going to be completely balanced. So I'm just glad to see some interesting strategies coming out. It doesn't seem like there's any runaway, like, crazy OP things. Maybe the Kizelbash is the runaway OP crazy thing. Might need its movement speed nerfed a little bit, but hard to say just yet.
Yeah,
All right.
it always feels like horse archers are broken.
Dragovan and Valdemar, you guys are both in lobby now?
Yes.
Okay, and did you guys decide on a map to choose for the first one?
Yeah, just Dry Arabia.
Awesome. All right, first match is going to be a Persian mirror match. Feel free to start when ready. All right, I'm gonna shift. Seems like both Dragovan and Voldemar are going down. Dragovan chose to go up to the Ichawaka room, and Voldemar down in the Minguchi room.
I'm not gonna lie, that previous game with the Byzantines, oh man, I forgot how cool the Byzantines were. It's kind of motivating me to want to play them.
How come you don't play the Byzantines actually?
I feel like they're right up my alley. The versatility, I think they're just a little bit too hard.
I think you can do them. They're not that bad once you get used to them. And I'm jumping into the first game in the finals for the SHAH Showdown. Okay, and just making sure I'm speeding up to live and switching over to caster mode. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the SHAH Showdown. We are in the first game of the finals happening between Dragovan and Voldemar. In the purple, on the bottom side of the map, is Dragovan. On the top, in the color yellow, is Voldemar. Both players seem like they're playing the Delhi Sultanate, but it's actually not the Delhi Sultanate. This is the Persian modded civilization. It functions completely differently. In fact, it actually plays more like China, if anything. And I also want to do a quick shout out to my co-caster, Calvin, aka Colshin123. Calvin, what do you think we're going to be seeing in this match between these two titans of AoE 4?
I have a feeling that we're going to have a very fun match to watch. Both of these players showed very strong showings and understanding of the game Age of Empires, not just with this civilization. Already we see a little bit of differences in how they built their bases. Dragovan, not really scared of getting raided and putting his mill directly on top of the berry bushes, whereas Voldemar decides to build it a little bit closer, a little bit more safe.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, a couple things to call out. This Divan of Commerce is a unique building for the Persians, and the way it functions is it's basically like an imperial official. It can buff up any drop-offs. So it uses this ability, buffs up a drop-off, and basically supervises it. So now, anytime a villager drops off there, it's plus 20% resources dropped off. Dragovan positioned his Divan in between his mine and his gold and his mill so that he can switch back and forth whenever the villagers are dropping off. And you'll notice him doing that every now and then.
It is
man's a god.
He is currently doing it right now. It is insane.
Yeah. So essentially, he's almost getting like 2 Imperial officials worth of value in this early game. At the same time, we're seeing something similar on the side of Voldemar, but he's only buffing up his mill. And he chose to position his mill in a very safe place because in previous games we saw the berries were always constantly under threat. And already we're seeing our first landmark going down on the side of Voldemar, going up with the Gundishapur. Both players actually going up with the Gundishapur. So while the Divan of Commerce buffs up economic drop-offs, the Gundishapur is a military divan, which means it buffs up military buildings. So that's your barracks, your stables, your archer range, and your blacksmith. Increases the production speed of those buildings by 150% when it oversees them. Basically exactly the same thing as an Imperial official, just now in building form. It also unlocks the Dalamite men-at-arms in the feudal age, which we actually we got a chance to see in the previous game. I'm curious if we'll see more of that this time around.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I have a feeling that we're going to be seeing some weird strategies coming out of Dragovan. He is opted for 6 villagers on the mill still. So he's going to have a bunch of excess wood over here. I think he's going to go for professional scouts again and just pump out scouts as soon as he can.
That's right. You just reminded me to switch over to villager view. We do see 6 and 6 for Dragovan, and then 4, 5, and 4 on Voldemar. Very different compositions here. I'm guessing both players will be going for professional scouts, though, if I had to guess. This civilization, since it plays very similar to China, everyone knows China loves their professional scouts. You can rapidly research that up with the Imperial official. This civilization is no different. And so far, we've been seeing a ton of professional scouting, although I haven't seen a professional scout player actually make the difference in victory.
Oh, this is true. This is true. But yeah, I think that we're going to be seeing a bunch of horsemen and Kizzlebashes once again fighting over the different hunts around the map. And then from there, yeah, I think that we're probably not going to see the Assassin Brotherhood landmark going up into Age 3, but rather probably a long drawn out game. That's what I'm hoping for, at least.
Sorry for that, just had to blow my nose real quick. And we are seeing professional scouts already researched by Valdemar, not seeing it immediately come up for Dragavan. Instead, we're seeing an archery range come up for Dragavan. It could be that Dragavan's going directly for some Kizzlebashes. Kizzlebashes are a unique unit for the civilization. They're horse archers that deal bonus damage against melee units specifically. And I'm excited to see what he'll do against Valdemar.
Yep, and immediately queues up the Kizzlebashes. Just like that.
Yep, first Kizzlebash coming out. And it seems like on the other side we have horsemen come... Or, nope, never mind. Stables producing scouts coming up now. Once again, those scouts are coming out laser fast.
It could be the smarter option to not go professional scouts early on and instead go for Kizzlebashes so that way you can counter the hunts.
That's right.
And then you can opt to go for it.
Yeah, see, this civilization, not only is it really good at going for professional scouts because in research and produce the scouts faster, but also the Kizzlebashes deal bonus against melee units, and scouts are melee units. So it's actually the perfect unit to completely shut down a professional scouts strategy.
Yeah, definitely some 5-head gameplay going on.
Does 5-head mean you're smart, or does it mean you're dumb?
It means you're smart.
Okay, I see. And it seems like Valdemar is answering the Kizzlebash with the Horseman, but just as we predicted, the Kizzlebash, it deals bonus damage versus melee units. That Horseman is not going to be able to do too much, although it's actually able to do quite a bit of damage. Dragon's actually using his Scout to block the Horseman's charge. That was kind of crazy. I'm always so impressed with the micro that we're seeing from these professional level players.
Yeah, I think Dragavan is... Wow. He's done his homework. He knows that the Divine of Commerce has no cast time and can just be swapped in between things instantly. And he also is aware that people who go for professional scouts build the stables and only have an option to go into horsemen early on, which is why the Kizzlebash is just so powerful here. Oh, and he's murdering these deer carcasses. I believe that when you kill a deer carcass, it like messes with the professional scouts or something.
Yeah, I feel like it makes it harder to micro the deer carcass, the carcass pickup, because now you have to actually get vision of the carcass before you can queue up the pickup.
I just can't even pick them up sometimes. I don't know how it works, but yeah, maybe there's some tech going on there.
I do want to call out that Valdemar just researched Commanderon, which basically makes all of your archer units cheaper on the wood side. And now an archer range is going down on the side of Valdemar. We could be seeing some archers being produced. That's 30 food and 35 wood. A very cheap archer if he chooses to produce it.
Oh, wow. If we look here at the south on the hunt, Dragavan has already, just murdered. Yeah, wow. This guy is just so intelligent. This is insane. How could you think of these things so quickly?
Yeah, this is something that I need to start doing in my games. I need to start murdering deer so that it just fucks with the professional scouting on the other side. We do see the archers finally being produced over here. Kizzlebash is trying to kite out these horsemen. A scout eating the charge from the horsemen.
Once again, taking the charge.
Super impressive micro to see there. And based on the current macro for Valdemar, 11 on food, 14 on wood, it does seem like he's going for a heavy archer and horseman composition here.
Yeah, and then once Valdemar has revealed the archers, Dragavan has started building the stables. So many mind games going on here.
Interesting. We see 2 Divans of Commerce on the side of Dragavan now. Finally moving over to the sheep on the mill. It does seem like the risky mill is paying off because Dragavan knew he was going to go for aggro. Kizzlebash reinforcements caught out by the archers and horsemen in the back. At the same time, scouts caught off in the back. He needs to move off his wood line. Valdemar is going to still be safe. Not a single villager kill on either side. Wow, I'm actually like at the edge of my seat right now. This is so tense because like we've seen what these players can do against slightly less professional players in the past few games. Now we're seeing the top level play of Persia. It could go to either side right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't feel like anyone has particularly gotten a crazy advantage, but I do think that Dragavan is a little bit more on top of his game. I think he, since the very beginning, has predicted everything that Valdemar was going to do. I think this mill on the berries early on was because he knew that Valdemar was going to go straight into professional scouts rather than any early military.
Yeah, it's worth calling out that both players had the advantage of spectating each other's matches in the previous games. So they kind of already know what they're going to do. Voldemar able to get his tower up on his gold line now. It's also worth calling out that Dragovan is actually 2 villagers ahead, now 3 villagers ahead of Voldemar. It could be that Voldemar might have missed his villager macro a little bit.
I think he might have murdered a couple on the wood line, but yeah, now he's going for the age up, and it looks like he's going to be going for the more expensive one. Yeah, wow. Oh, huge raid coming out from Voldemar. Oh my gosh, like 3 villagers dying right there from Dragovan. Oh my god.
I think I'm a couple seconds behind. I'm gonna have to. Oh, actually, I can't switch back over.
Oh, I don't know how to slow it down a little bit.
No, it's all good. I'm spotting the raid right now. This is absolutely devastating. Completely catching Dragovan out where he doesn't want to get caught out. Not able to get the Samarkand Bazaar up, which is his H3 landmark. These villagers are just completely exposed at this point. What are they doing? Wait, Dragovan's just gonna fight this out?
Oh
my god. Wait, this is a
I take
devastating raid.
I take everything back. I said Dragovan was on top of his game, and then he's completely cooked right now. What is going on?
Yeah, those horsemen came out of nowhere. Luckily, I mean, the advantage that Dragovan has is if he can get this landmark up, the Samarkand Bazaar does allow you to boost your town center production by 150%, which could be exactly what he needs to get his economy back in shape. That's 8 villagers down at this point in the game, whereas previously he had a slight advantage. Voldemar, sensing blood in the water, quickly bringing his entire military up to the front lines.
Rushing over. And he has the correct units. These Kissel Bashers get countered by these archers.
Yeah, archers are the perfect answer to the Kissel Bashes.
No way. This is devastating. Wait, the game completely changed.
Yeah, just like that, everything shifted over. These archers are now town center diving, completely stopping Dragovan's age up. The villagers need to just flee. And it's interesting that Dragovan actually hid his Kissel Bashes inside of the town center instead of letting the villagers go inside. He's actually prioritizing his Kissel Bashes' lives over the lives of his villagers. They are expensive, yeah, and he also now that risky mill is coming to bite him in the ass now. He has no access to food at this point in the game. Down to just 7
Wait, he's screwed.
Food.
Wait, he's screwed.
He needs to get this landmark up, but he doesn't have enough villagers to get this thing up at the same time. Oh my god, this is actually a devastating position. If he built his Samarkand Bazaar in the back of his base instead of at the front. The Kissel Bashes are now moving out. All Dragovan can do is like try to distract a little bit. Voldemar, knowing that he can't
or stop the flow of units.
Yeah, knowing that he can't fully dive this, Voldemar's just teasing these villagers in the front here. A few more villagers are going to go down. At the same time, reinforcements in the back are going to go down on the side of Voldemar. Both players neck and neck on this.
Even if Dragovan gets the Samarkand Bazaar up, he doesn't have food to produce.
Yeah, I think
surrender from his side
I think Dragovan's in a that's game number 1.
That's insane. Wow. It all
Extremely
happens at once.
Extremely well-timed attack by Voldemar. The moment he spotted that weakness, he went in for the kill. And Dragovan just didn't have any recourse at that point in the game. Incredible showing by both players. I'm going to pull the players back into the room now. Welcome back, welcome back.
Thank you.
Good game.
Excellent game. That was incredibly fun to watch. Really interesting strategies on both sides. Let's move on to game number 2. This is going to be a best of 5. So, Dragovan, you do have the privilege of choosing whether you will stay on Persians or whether Voldemar will stay on Persians.
Voldemar can play Persians.
Okay, Voldemar on the Persians. Voldemar, you get to pick 3 civs to ban on Dragovan's side.
What's the next map?
Lipany.
I will ban Malian's Biz, Shushi.
Okay, Malians, Byzantines, and Drushi. We haven't yet seen Malians or Drushi take the field against the Persians yet, but we saw how effective the Byzantines were. I'm interested to see what Voldemar will decide, or what Dragovan will decide to pick. And maybe we can have Dragovan, you mind hosting again? We'll just have you host every single time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a quick
Oh,
bathroom
why
break
is
on
this-
my side real quick. Be right back.
Mine says the Persians look fun. I want to try them too. They are free to play. If you just go to AoE 4, if you go to the mod section and look up Hossein or Persians, you can just download them. And then if you select the Delhi Sultanate and turn on the mod pack within your game, then you'll be able to play them. Well, I think within a custom game.
I think we're ready.
Once Charles gets back, we will be ready to observe the match. Just wait a little bit before you start the game.
Okay, I am back. How are things looking?
Players are
right
ready?
now? Players are ready. Okay, awesome. Feel free to. What's Dragovan playing?
Abbasid.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, whenever you guys are ready, feel free to launch into it.
Acid. Camels versus Kizzlebashes? Who wins? Kizzlebashes are more expensive, but I think camels are just... Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm surprised that we haven't seen a Basset or Camel or Alubids be played at all, because camels would definitely dominate against Kizzlebashes with their 20% bonus damage and 20% damage reduction against cavalry.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how this matchup goes. Persians against the Abbasid dynasty. Technically, both empires overlapped significantly at various times. Going into the game right now, switching over to live. Let's also make sure that everything on Discord is set correctly. Yes. And also shout out to the Ko-Fi. All donations to Chile Empire will go towards the prize pool of this game. These players have been clearly doing their homework, studying up on how to play the Persians. I'm excited to see how this game goes. Okay, so we're going into game number 2. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 2 of the SHAH Showdown Modded Civilization Tournament. These players look like they're playing the Delhi Sultanate. Oh, actually, this is the Abbasids. It's actually, it looks like Valdemar is playing the Delhi Sultanate in the color yellow on the left side of the map, but actually, it's not the Delhi Sultanate. This is the Persian modded civilization. Already we're seeing a Divan of Commerce, a completely unique building that functions like a stationary imperial official. A very unique building. And on the other side of the map, in the color purple, Dragovan is playing the Abbasid dynasty. This is the first time that we're seeing this matchup between these two players. I want to give a shout out to my co-caster, Calvin. How do you think about this matchup?
Yeah, I have a feeling that we're going to be seeing complete domination from Dragovan. I've always got my money on Dragovan. I feel like we're going to be seeing crazy amounts of camel raiders and just, yeah, overtaking the map. We see that in both in these previous games that Dragovan is just always out on the map first and thinking one step ahead, but sometimes maybe overthinking it.
Yeah, that previous matchup was nasty. We saw both players play the Persians in a mirror matchup against each other, and Valdemar was able to take it away extremely quickly. I gotta say, in general, all of these games have gone incredibly quickly, which has been very interesting to see. I also want to shout out the scouting pattern here. Valdemar went for checking both sides of his base, possibly looking for the trade post this time around. He did not try to scout out Dragovan. Whereas Dragovan went straight for Valdemar's base. It's possible that we might be seeing a trade game this time around.
Oh, wait a minute. Huh. He goes into the economic wing, Dragovan does. Does that mean multiple TCs? This is regular Abbasid, right?
Yep, this is regular Abbasid. Going into the economic wing absolutely means multiple TCs. Seems like he's going for a pretty classic Abbasid strategy. Trying to outboom the Persians. That might be Dragovan's strategy here.
What is the other option for other than the Gundashapar?
What was it called? The oh my god, It's a trade thing. Oh my god, why am I blanking out on this?
The Grand Caravanserai.
The Grand Caravanserai, that's right. Yeah, the Grand Caravanserai. Caravanserais are a unique building for this civilization. So it basically functions like the Ottoman keep landmark, where it buffs up the trade, movement speed, and armor. Building the Grand Caravanserai in the feudal age basically heavily facilitates your trade, and it's extremely powerful because it buffs that movement speed up, and it almost covers the entire map just with one Caravanserai. 2 Caravanserais will cover the entire map. So I'm a little bit surprised that we, after seeing it in the first game of this tournament, we haven't seen the Grand Caravanserai come up a second time. And I would be curious to see if it does come up later on.
Yeah, I wonder if Voldemar. Yeah, well, Voldemar is, these are the top pro players of our time right now. Is definitely aware of the Abbasid boom happening right now. I think that if he scouted out the House of Wisdom, actually, yeah, he's coming to scout it right now. Once he takes a look and sees that he's on stone, I'm interested to see what course of action he's going to be taking right now.
A ton of stone coming down on the side of Dragavan. At the same time, on the side of Valdemar, we see the Gundishapur coming up. The Gundishapur is a Divan of War. So Divans of Commerce buff up economic drop-off structures, while Divans of War buff up military production structures. So 150% added production to your barracks, your stables, your archery range, whatever you choose to oversee. So exactly the same as an imperial official, but just in a building form. At the same time, the Gundishapur also allows you to unlock the Dalamite man-at-arms in the feudal age, which we haven't seen yet to be used to great effect, although we've seen some attempts at this point in this tournament. I don't know if that will be the defining difference in this game, but it does seem like we're going for the classic professional scout strategy, already being researched incredibly fast thanks to the Divan of Commerce, exactly the same as how you would play China. At the same time, a stable's coming up with scouts producing incredibly fast thanks to the Divan of War. These these oversee abilities, you don't see the ability, but it is happening. We couldn't get the little indicator to show up, unfortunately.
It looks like Voldemar is opting for his classic game plan as he did in the previous game. If it ain't broke, then don't fix it. But I just don't know how the timing's going to work. I think he has to go into a fast castle if he wants to compete against Dragavan's 3TC or 2 TCs. He's only going 2 TCs actually.
Yeah, it does seem like a second town center is going up on the side of Dragavan, only going for 2 town centers this time around. Already able to secure a very, very nice position, surrounded by berries and deer. If he gets this guarded up, it will be very, very powerful.
Like, their bellies will know full belt. Wait, they will know full. How does the Thanos quote go? Anyways, this is so much food over here.
What was that attempt? We do see an outpost going up on the side of Valdemar, guarding this gold. This is the first time that we're seeing the gold actually get towered this early in the game. I was a little bit surprised not to see it sooner. The Persians are extremely gold hungry civilization, and we've seen how painful it was for the Persians to not get access to gold in past games.
Yeah, considering how important the gold is, I think that this is our extended. Oh, he cancels it. What?
Cancels the outpost.
Oh,
it's because he spotted the barracks and the archer range going up the moment that Dragavan started building it.
What? Oh, what? So why would he cancel it?
I'm guessing that he knows that there's not going to be like a cavalry threat trying to raid. It's probably going to be like a more like main army threat. So he went immediately into the archer range.
Oh my god. Professional players just think a little bit too quickly for me. I can't keep up with it.
Yeah, their brains are on another level. We see the scout here. It wants to get those deers, but it's waiting for its friend. Able to grab the deer on the side of Dragavan. That being said, Dragavan still has his deer secured next to his town center. We see a couple of horsemen coming out and a spearman immediately defending that position. Both players going for very interesting and different economic strategies. Valdemar going for a more classic, like on the map heavy pro scouts strategy, whereas Dragavan taking it nice and slow with 2 town centers, preferring not to go for pro scouts at all.
Yeah, I wonder if Valdemar is going to ever opt into trade this game. He is currently out on the map more, and Dragavan doesn't have. Yeah, if he's going to be focused hard on this this massive archers and spears, then he's going to have a very slow, immobile army.
We do see a blacksmith coming up in the back of Valdemar's base. I do want to call out that the blacksmith can also be buffed up by the Gundishapur, the Divan of War. So it's a little bit unfortunate that he built it so far away from the Gundishapur. At the same time, the Abbasid scout is going to be caught out by these horsemen. Going to be taken down. Dragavan will basically be blind if the scout goes down. Very little vision of the map right now. Actually, is the scout going to make it? The scout might make it. Nope, it didn't make it. Archers and spearmen able to scare off the remaining Valdemar army. Shout out to the Kizelbash, the single Kizelbash here. Sorry, go ahead.
Valdemar is aware of this huge food resource in the south. I wonder if that's where he should be focusing on right now. Lipany is notorious for having crazy map generations, and Dragavan is currently abusing that. And oh my gosh, it's just so defensible up north.
Yeah, shout out to the Kizelbash. This is a unique unit. It functions as a horse archer that deals bonus damage to melee units specifically. So a great counter to spears, a great counter to horsemen. Not going to be a very powerful counter to the archers, though. Archers are going to be the perfect answer to the Kizelbashes. We do see a 1-1-1 build coming out on the side of Dragavan. A single barracks, a single archer range, and a single horseman, a single stables, rather. And it seems like Dragavan thinks the best defense here is to go against, the best defense of versatile civilization like the Persians is to go versatile himself.
Yeah, I think, though, it is a little bit late because right now we see Valdemar already opting for going H3, how I predicted exactly. And
yep.
I'm interested to see what units he's going to make here. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of flip, like back and forth with like unit production, because once Valdemar goes H3, oh my god, yeah, the Samarkand Bazaar, yeah, what a crazy landmark. He's going to have options to go into. He's gonna have the option to go into the what are their knights called?
The Savar is the unique knight of the Persian civilization. It functions kind of like a cataphract, but with a charge with a regular charge rather than an ability. And it seems like, yeah, the Samarkand Bazaar is going up. This unique H3 landmark for the Persians functions basically as a divan of commerce that can also buff up town centers. So it gives 150% production to the town center, which means an absolutely insane amount of villager production, able to match up and even exceed the villager production that we're seeing on Dragavan's side. That being said, the Samarkand Bazaar is 10% more expensive than your normal H3 landmark. So he did have to pay quite a hefty price to get that landmark up.
Let's see. Upgrading with the military wing. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have. Actually, wait. I don't actually know. I think everything about Valdemar's build right now is just more optimal at the moment. When are we gonna see the relics come out? Yep, we see the mosque being built right now. Dragavan is still hauled up in his base, and I don't think he's gonna want to move out until he hits his age up just yet.
Yeah, Dragavan's playing it safe in the base, saying, I'm playing Abbasid, you can have the map control, I'm just gonna boom out of my mind inside of my base here. Shifting his wood line from this wood line over here, this dangerously coming close to the walls, over to a different side of the, over to a different wood line over here. That's something that I've never actually thought about doing myself. Military wing coming up. Curious to see if we'll see some Gulams coming out pretty soon. At the same time, Valdemar, I believe he's researching. Nope, he has not researched the Ilkhanid dynasty. So one thing to call out with this civilization is that it does not research upgrades for units individually. So if you click on these buildings, you actually cannot research veterancy for these units. Instead, you research the dynasty and you get all of your unit upgrades at the same time. So all of your horsemen, your Kizelbashes, your archers, they'll all be upgraded at the same time. That's one of the unique advantages of this civilization.
The Savar.
And it does seem like we have. Oh yeah, this chunky, beefy boy back here. It looks like a Byzantine cataphract, but you'll notice it's wielding a mace and a lance. That makes it a unique unit. This Savar specifically counters armored units. It deals bonus damage to armored units. That's its unique advantage. Plus 11 damage versus heavy, but actually weaker than a standard knight normally. It's also very, very tanky, almost the same stats as the cataphract. And, you know, shout out to history. Savars were actually the original cataphracts. The Byzantines actually copied the Persians as far as the cataphract strategy goes. And we're seeing a little bit of aggression coming out on Valdemar's side, burning down the gate to the north of Dragonvan's base. Dragonvan bringing his entire military over there. Camels are going to be the answer to this cavalry army.
Yeah, it looks like that Dragonvan has... Well, those are the free camels he gets from the military wing, but let's take a look and see what he's making right now. Pumpy got a bunch of spearmen, and you were right to call out Gulams. He's also... Oh, he's also produced a few camels. Yeah, recognizing that you only really need a few for the debuff, and with Valdemar's heavy emphasis on cavalry this game, their debuff is definitely going to be noticed.
Going into Stone Down, it seems like he might be even going for a third town center, if I had to guess. Already we're seeing 76 villagers to Valdemar's 57. It's worth calling out that Valdemar's villagers are quickly climbing up thanks to the Samarkand Bazaar. That's 8 seconds per villager, which is absolutely insane for the production. Already 3 relics going onto the side of Valdemar. That map control and that early age up just gives him so much of an advantage.
And it looks like he's going to be able to get 5 at this rate.
Yeah, at this point...
Those 2 southern relics... Actually... Oh, Dragonman's finally moving out. Yeah, I'm going to make sure that it's not free. Let's see if he builds a mosque.
I think you're like 5 seconds ahead of me right now. It does seem like Dragonvan's still in his base from my perspective. He had to research upgrades on each of his units before he moves up. Look at that square civilization having to research individual unit upgrades.
Oh my god! Valdemar just... There's just too much genius things going on. He's going to age 4 right now. We're gonna see. This is the landmark that builds the Hui Hui Pao stuff, right? Or it functions like the same thing, not the Hui Hui Pao.
No. This is the Ali Kapu Palace. This is the first time we're actually seeing an age 4 landmark for the Persians in this tournament. It basically functions like the Wineguard Palace. It produces batches of units. The cool advantage of this is that, one, it can be upgraded by the Gundishapur. So it can be upgraded. Its production speed can be upgraded. By the War Divan, and then also because it produces batches of mixed units and all of your veterancy come in at the same time, you're not getting like a age 2 spearman or an age 2 horseman. You're getting a fully imperial level horseman, fully imperial level knight, all that stuff. All 3 sacred sites going to the side of Valdemar now could be a huge lead.
So I thought that the Persians would be heavy on trade and stuff because of how much they need gold, but if you get map control, you can get all the relics, you can get all the sacred sites, and you lock your opponent in, so like you don't have to worry about it. He has so much passive income gold right now without trade.
Wululu coming out, not able to take the camel.
Ooh.
Camels are just running around the map. It seems like Dragonvan saying, okay, you hit Imperial, I need to make sure I get into your base ASAP and take you down. At the same time, on Valdemar's side, in order to research Safavid Dynasty, the final Age 4 dynasty, that's 1,400 gold that he's going to have to take. So even though they researched their veterancy in batches, it is going to be a hefty amount of gold to reach. Already we're seeing batches of Tofangchi coming out. Hand cannoneers on the side of Valdemar. Valdemar in a very dangerous position. All these infantry are burning down this mosque. Not going to be any more relics on the side of Valdemar soon. Oh my god. There's just no military on the side of Valdemar to deal with this.
Wait. How does this happen?
Finally a charge coming out on the side of Valdemar. He needs to take this fight somewhere. 15 villagers inside of the town center shooting down these archers. To these hand cannoneers coming out. Army of Isfahan training very, very quickly. Able to get some hand cannoneers out to help defend against this, but it might not be enough. There's too many Abbasid units at this point. Just running riot all over these villagers. Not going to be enough stone on the side of Valdemar.
Wait, no way. Dragonvan won. I think that's game.
This does seem pretty advantageous on the Dragonvan side. I'm not sure how Valdemar can come back through this.
Dragonvan has gotten full control of the center now. He's kept up the center, gotten the gold. If Valdemar has no access to gold, then he's cooked.
Valdemar's entire army is boiled down to these 3 hand cannoneers trying their best to hold off the onslaught. A single Savar coming out now. I'm not sure what he can do at this point. Another batch from the army of Isfahan coming out, trying to defend this town center desperately. But it's not going to be enough. It doesn't seem like Valdemar has any food production at this stage in the game. The Savar trying to hit down this crossbow unit, dealing so much damage to these Gulams, but it's still not going to be enough.
Although
Looks like
there is no real siege out of Dragonman's side. He's just kind of slowly starving him out. No
Yeah, he's
production at
taking his
all.
time. He's saying, "Hey, 15 villagers. I will gladly sacrifice all these units for 15 villagers to be stuck in the town center." We see 90 villagers to 63 on the side of Valdemar. Those relic advantages, those sacred site advantages, all completely gone at this point. A keep taking control of the center of the map now.
Villagers fighting Gulams in the back of Valdemar's base.
Oh no, Valdemar is in a pretty bad situation at this point. I'm guessing that Fast Imperial was a little bit too fast on his side. And Dragovan rightly called him out for that.
I
Two
guess he
military
needs to build more
units.
infrastructure in the center. That is crazy.
2 military against 36 at this point. Dragvan moving out of Valdemar's base. The one thing holding Valdemar in this game is the Ali Kapu Palace. It does produce batches of units at a much cheaper price than normal. So it is a huge advantage on the side of Valdemar if he decides to, if he's able to hold on to this advantage. That being said, he has no access to food, even on the top side of the map. No walls coming out for him either. The third sacred site taken down.
Yeah, villagers on the run now, just being chased down by this camel and group of Gulams. Wow. It looks like both games were decided by aging up at the wrong moments but this time from Valdemar. I think we're just going to see the slow decline. Yeah, Dragonman can really do whatever he pleases. He doesn't even need to go H4. Just going to keep building up an army and just mass up and go back in.
Yeah,
Knowing
the
that
painful thing
Valdemar
about the
can do it.
Persians is that in order to get to the age 4 units, you need to have 1,400 gold saved up. So the way we calculated this is you combine all the veterancy costs of all the units and then have it. So it is much cheaper to get all of so it is much cheaper to go Safavid Dynasty than to get all of your unit upgrades. But if you just want to say upgrade your horsemen, you're not going to be able to do that cheaply. You need to get all of the upgrades at the same time. So it's both an advantage and a disadvantage. And right now, it looks like a huge disadvantage for Valdemar because yet another Abbasid army's rolling up to his base at this point. 17 against 47 probably isn't going to be enough.
Yeah, wow. Dragonman is still just not making siege. He just does not care. Like, these Gulams are so tanky.
Yep, Gulams are taking the archer shots. At the same time, Ali Kapu Palace trying to produce the army of Isfahan. 3 hand cannoneers and 2 spears every single time. He needs to get
Can
those
the
hand
Gunu
cannoneers
Shapar
out.
Supervise the Ali Kapu Palace?
Can the Gunishapur super? Yes, it can. Yep, it's producing it very, very quickly as a result. 2 towers coming up on the south side of the map, trying to protect these berries, but there's just gonna be so many Gulams, knights, crossbows. Valdemar trying to cut off the reinforcements at this point. If he can isolate these armies, he could stand to an advantage here.
He does have the stronger army, like, in these smaller fights. He does with these, like, 8 hand cannoneers. Like, if he's able to take these small fights.
Yep, oh no, at this point his military is surrounded. There's just so many military units on the side of Dragonman. It's not going to be enough. Oh, and unfortunately, that man-at-arms was at 0 health and still chasing. Basically lost his whole arm and still fighting, and it seems like Valdemar is going down in the second game of this SHAH Showdown.
Wow. Both games. Holy cow.
Yeah, it seems like picking the right time to age up is the crucial difference. And that Abbasid economy is just so powerful in the late game.
So powerful. Wow.
Gonna pull Valdemar back into this channel. Great showing from both players. Good games.
Yeah, GG's on both sides. GG's.
Okay, Valdemar, you now have the privilege of choosing who plays the Persians.
I'll play the Persians again.
Okay, awesome. I like to see that. In that case, you also, once again, get 3 bands, and Dragovan gets to pick his civ.
Same bands.
Same bands. That's Malians, Biz, and Drushi, I believe. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. And also map.
One moment. Let me check.
Yep. Take your time.
I guess we can do Pigeon's View.
Oh, Pigeon's View. Okay. First time we're seeing it in this tournament. Pigeon's View is a modified version of High View, I believe. So, going to be a lot of stealth for us this time around. And Dragovan, have you already had a chance to host the lobby?
No, I'm going into lobby now.
Yep.
Mine says Persians look fun. I want to play this too. It is technically available on the mod store right now if you go over there, but fortunately you won't be able to get quite the same caliber of games as these professional players. Yep, go ahead and start whenever you guys are ready.
Yeah, we're starting now.
Okay, awesome. So if you look up Persians in the mod section, you can actually find it right here. Created by Hossein, and then I was the designer. And once again, shout out to the Ko-Fi for Chile Empire. All donations to Ko-Fi will go towards the prize pool for these excellent players. And we are jumping into the third game.
Whoa. Is this... What is this?
Pigeon's View. It is a custom map.
It's... nighttime?
Is it nighttime? Oh, it is nighttime. Oh, look at that. Interesting. Fast forwarding it to
What?
live on my side.
Yeah, I'm on 35, 36, 37.
Okay, perfect. I'm at the same time, and we are launching into the game. Okay. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another game in the SHAH Showdown AoE 4 Modded Civilization Tournament. This tournament features the Persian modded civilization. That's right, up in the north side of the map, in the color yellow, is Valdemar playing not as the Delhi Sultan, although it looks like the Delhi Sultan. This is actually the Persian modded civilization, which functions completely differently than your standard Delhi civilization. On the south side of the map, in the color purple, we see Dragovan, this time playing as the Ayyubids, which is a very interesting matchup that we have not seen just yet. I want to introduce my co-caster here, Calvin, aka Colshin123. Calvin, how are you feeling right now?
We had some crazy games right before this one, both marked by aging up at the wrong times. Yeah, Dragovan initially had a crazy showing, like foreshadowing every single move that Valdemar was doing, but then just got caught out on his age up to going up to age 3, and then got knocked out. And then Valdemar had a crazy showing in game 2, and then got caught out going age 4. Yeah, so really excited to see what's going to happen in this game. Ayyubids, I expect to see a bunch of camels, like, once again.
Yep. The UI says 1 and 1 on the top side for military, and it's also 1 and 1 as far as wins go in this match. So far, we have both Dragovan and Valdemar neck and neck tied. One victory going to each of them. Valdemar chose to stay on the Persians for the second time, actually. So it seems like Valdemar still has some strategies that he wants to cook up, and he's learning some lessons. Already we're seeing the Gundishapur landmark going up to feudal. This is a unique landmark for the Persians. It functions as a divan of war. So this building right here that looks kind of like a mosque for Valdemar is actually called a divan of commerce. This is a unique building for the Persians, and it functions basically like an imperial official. It can supervise economic drop-off structure. So he's got it in between his mine and his mill, and you can see him going back and forth, buffing up the drop-offs. Unfortunately, you don't see the indicator. That is something that we could not change in the mod, so it is an invisible buff that you're seeing, unfortunately. The Gundishapur, however, works like a Divan of War, which buffs up the production structures, adds 150% production speed to any barracks or stables or archery range that it chooses to buff nearby. It also buffs up blacksmiths, which is something that we haven't seen any players do just yet in this tournament.
Yeah,
at the same time,
like buffing up the production is like the more powerful thing.
Yeah, buffing up production is very powerful, but you know, if you have an idle, stables or something like that, you know, the buffing up the research speed could be pretty helpful, especially if you want to get those ram techs down. On the same time, on the other side, we see the military wing reinforcement coming out of the Ayubid player. That is going to give us one Desert Raider every 15 seconds. Pretty classic. Wait, one Desert Raider after 15 seconds, and then every 2 minutes for the rest of the game. Oh, interesting. They like specified the text there. So it is going to give the classic Ayubid start, get some Desert Raiders onto the field to raid the enemy gold line, perhaps.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Voldemar, he must be a Chinese player or something like that, because he really likes this the start. I think we're going to see the stables come down immediately afterwards and just do the tried and true professional scouts. Yep, already being researched, just like that.
Yep, classic strategy from Voldemar so far. Immediately, professional scouts coming out, putting the stable in the back, outside of the range of the Gundishapur right now. I think that's a mistake on the side of Voldemar. I'm not sure if he meant to do that or if he's going to cancel the stables or something like that, because right now it is outside of the range of the Gundishapur. He cannot actually buff up the production speed of that stables. And he does spot that issue, and he... What? And he switches to an archery range?
Oh, it's a bait. It's a huge bait. He goes into the archery range because he knows that the Desert Raiders are coming. In fact, the stables is built down on Dragonman's side, pumping out Desert Raiders, and he realizes that he has to go into archers if he wants to be able to stay into this game.
But I'm still wondering why he's building it outside of the range of the Gundishapur. It seems like he fixes the mistake now and is building it in the range of the Gundishapur. This is going to be dangerous. At this point, the Desert Raiders coming into the field. That might be a huge mistake on the side of Voldemar, because now he will be knocked out of his gold, and that is a Kizzlebash coming out on the side of Voldemar. The Kizzlebash is a unique.
I'm confused.
This is a unique horse archer on the side of the Persians, able to deal bonus damage to melee units. So I don't know if the Desert Raider counts.
Oh, my damage!
Oh my
the
god, that is a
one
ton of damage.
Is dead. Wow.
We've seen just how powerful the Kizzlebashes have been in the past few games. And it could be that the Desert Raider is the perfect answer to the Kizzlebash.
Holy cow. Yeah, so the professional scout... Oh, he canceled professional scouts. Wait, there's some five-head things going on. He's like trying to bait us into saying some stupid things right now. That's what's going on.
Yeah, it does seem like Voldemar is mixing up his strategy once he saw what's happening on the other side. Perhaps Voldemar thought originally that he was going up against an Abbasid player or something like that, because the Desert Raider strategy is pretty standard, typically at least. At the same time, on Dragonman's hand, I'm guessing that's a macro for age 3. He's trying to go for a fast castle, which is also your standard Ayubid play as far as I can tell.
Yeah, gain map control with the Desert Raiders and then go ahead and pick it all up with the, not the Ottabegs, what are they called?
Kizzlebash is making it into the enemy base now, raiding. That's the first villager kill of the game, taking out a gold miner. I don't think Dragonman was expecting that one. And I think you're referring to the what was it called? The Dervish. That's the unique unique monk for the Ayubids. This Kizzlebash reinforcement unit is not going to be able to find. It's going to get caught on a tree, pinned between a tree and a scout. Not going to be able to do it. On this map, I gotta say, vision is the most important thing. The entire map is covered in fog of war thanks to these stealth forests. So you need to make sure you're traveling with your scout.
Exactly like the other map. There's another map that's also covered in like a bunch of.
Yeah, it's called
trees.
High View. Yep.
High View. Okay.
Pigeon View is specifically High View, but better. They basically fixed some of the issues with high view. And right out of the stealth force, it looks like Dragonvan's able to spot it out in time. Actually, how the hell did he say that? That was crazy. Oh, I think he spotted the deer moving. Wait, that's crazy, because Dragonvan didn't have vision. He spotted the deer moving and then moved his villagers back. Oh my god. Pro players are just on another level, man. Like, how do they see that? That's crazy. The presence of mind you need.
Valdemar is doubling down on horses. He's going horseman now.
Going into horsemen, producing both archers, horsemen, as well as Kizzlebashes. Going for a mixed army against these desert raiders. Maybe not realizing that Dragonvan is going for that next wing, going into the economic wing of all things. 7 villagers.
Wait, whoa.
I'm a little bit surprised to see that. Is that what people do normally?
I thought you're supposed to go into the culture wing and get the 3 dervishes, right?
I think normally people go for the fast castle option, but it's been a while since I played the Ayubids. I haven't kept track of the meta now, so maybe the 7 villagers is normal. I thought originally it was 8 villagers, actually. Did they nerf that? The scout not going to be able to escape fast enough. Now Valdemar is running his Kizzlebashes blind, and the desert raiders are going to be just fast enough to catch up. Although the Kizzlebashes are a little bit faster, they're going to be able to make it out of the way.
Oh, Kizzlebashes are faster than Desert Raiders? I thought camels were the fastest unit in the game.
I don't think so. Maybe the camel archer or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Hossein calls out that Valdemar was a Chinese main before diversifying his civ pool, and no villagers more normal. Yeah, they nerfed it. Okay, got it. So the economic wing growth is the standard age 3 age up now for the Ayubids, and also the villagers were nerfed down to 7 villagers. So that is confirmed. Thank you. Shout out to Hossein, who was also the developer of this modded civilization. He has absolutely done some wizardry to make this all work. We see professional scouts coming in now for the side of the Persians, and the villagers already going onto it now.
Oh, and he repositioned to just Devon Course? Or he built
Getting a
another
bit of an error. My audio's cutting out. I can't hear anything all of a sudden. Testing.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Seems like my whole audio is cut out on my side of the my side. I don't know what's happening. No.
The cast. How did this wolf get aggroed? What the?
Hello.
Wolf just killed.
I might need to leave Discord and come back. Hello.
Hello? Can you hear me? I can hear you.
What? What happened? Oh my god.
I'm still talking. I'm talking.
I'm gonna restart Discord. Try it again. It seems like the chat can still hear me, so that's good, but I'm not able to hear anything in the game anymore. Don't know how this happened. Okay, well, I'm just gonna have to cast this completely deaf. We do see Camel Lancers coming out, charging out against these Persian units here, able to knock them off of the gold. As I try to figure out this audio situation here. Testing. Oh no. No, that's terrible. What's going on? Horsemen in the back raiding a little bit on the mill here. Not able to get too much. Met by the Desert Lancers. This is just horsemen getting sacrificed. My audio is completely cut out. I don't hear a single thing. Can I switch over to... Okay, so it's my speaker, my headset specifically that is cut out.
Still no audio on my side. Calvin, can you hear me? Say something.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Switching out my headset. Seems like my headset somehow died, which is crazy because it's not even a charged headset. It's not a plugged-in headset. All right, and you can still hear me now, right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay, perfect. I switched over to a different headset. Back into the game. What did I miss? What's going on in the game state now?
Both of these players have aged up to age 3 and now are locked in a fight. I like once again, as I called out earlier, just the complete domination of camels this game.
Yeah, it seems like Dragavan's going entirely into camels, going for Desert Raiders and Camel Lancers, the standard Ayubit army composition, rather. And it seems like on the side of Valdemar, he's going for a mixed composition of crossbows, archers, a little bit of Savars, and Kisselbashes as well. It's just a mixed bag. I'm glad to see the Samarkand Bazaar once again increasing his villager production. Interesting to see that dervishes are also out on the map, gathering all the relics at the same time.
Yeah, I just don't know what Valdemar can do to impact the game state. Trying to think about like what unique units he could do that would really turn the tide, or what age 4 landmark would turn the tide. I just can't think of anything.
Yeah, so it seems like this is a pretty even game right now, right? Am I crazy? This is I know I missed like a solid like minute of the game, but we see a second town center coming up on the side of the Ayubids, on the side of Dragavan. That's 2 town centers to try to make up for the massive economic lead that Valdemar might quickly be gaining thanks to this Samarkand Bazaar. The Samarkand Bazaar is a unique landmark that buffs up the town center production by 150% production speed. We see this dervish being caught out by the scout. It's not going to be enough to catch it though, and that is going to be 4 relics going over to the side of Dragavan. The 5th relic almost guaranteed to him. It's in such a safe position.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Dragavan is just going to slowly take over. I mean, he's already... Yeah, he's already done so much this game. I mean, Valdemar has attempted... he has gotten a decent amount of hunts. Only let's see, only 2 hunts are going to go over to the side of Dragavan, but that is just nothing compared to the 5 relics that Dragavan has gotten in return.
Shout out to Emmanuel Monforte for subscribing. Thanks for joining us. Alright, we see 63 vills on the side of Valdemar to 62 on the side of Dragavan. That's 2 town centers producing versus the 1 town center producing, but 1 town center buffed up to 150% production, meaning vills are coming out 8 seconds at a time. Although it seems like Valdemar is briefly forgetting to produce vills right now. Okay, it looks like just a couple seconds of error there, and now he is massed up, going heavily onto wood right now.
He just doesn't have enough food production to keep up with his town center.
Yeah, food production might be a dangerous thing. He's already researched the crop sharing tech, which does make his farms cheaper. So he could be looking for a farm transition soon.
Gonna huddle up in here. Yeah, wow.
The other thing I want to call out is that there is a buff in the economic divan that gives him a global economic upgrade for all of his villagers. He already researched it. I forgot the name of it, and unfortunately we can't find it in the UI right now. It does seem like Ayubids are currently slowly taking the lead, although not too much of a difference between the 2 players. The Sacred Site being taken on the side of Dragavan, as well as now 5 relics going to him. All the relics on the map are Dragavan's thanks to these 2 dervishes.
I just don't know what the point of the Savars are made for. I think he made them because they look cool.
I mean, they do counteract they do counter the Lancers, the Camel Lancers on the side of Dragavan, right?
But just the debuff though, no? The
Yeah.
camel debuff is just so strong, right?
Camel debuff is going to be pretty powerful. I'm not sure where the macro is going for both of these players. It seems like Dragovan choosing to play more defensively now, not expanding out onto the map as he once did. I mean, he went onto the map to get those relics, and once he got them, he's sitting pretty in his base, saying, hey, if you want to win, Voldemar, you have to come into my base. And it seems like
I have a feeling that both players feel like they have economic advantages and are okay and content with just sitting at home. Dragovan with 2 town centers and all the relics, and then Voldemar with this Samarkand Bazaar.
Yeah, we are seeing now Daylamites getting produced onto the field now as well. Voldemar going for a very mixed composition army, which is really cool to see, actually. This is exactly how the Persians are meant to play. Persians excel at having mixed compositions because you can upgrade all of your units at the same time. He does spot out Voldemar's army. It seems like both sides, neither side is willing to take a huge engagement. I'm also noticing that neither side is building any siege, which I guess makes sense because there's no like massive archers happening right now.
Yeah, and it looks like we're gonna have a similar. This is a callback to the Crusaders tournament. These 2 huge gold veins are gonna be where the majority of the battles are gonna be fought, as both players did not go into trade.
Yeah, is this the exact same map that we played on last time?
It looks pretty similar, doesn't it? It's not though.
Yeah, these 2 huge gold veins seem to be where the final battle is going to be taking place. Dragonman's already taking a position in the center of the map, holding on to this gold vein right here, building a mangonel. I just said that there was no siege, and it's like as if Dragonman heard me. He's not in this chat, is he? At the same time, on the side of Voldemar, he's playing defensive, also building up a siege workshop. It's also like he can read minds. He actually doesn't have vision of the siege coming up on the side of Dragovan. He just knows that he's supposed to go into this. He sees the aggression coming in from Dragovan. Neither side is going for the age up, preferring to duke it out in the castle age. It seems like this might be where the battle is fought. An absolutely huge army of archers and camels on the side of Dragovan. 91 military units to Voldemar's 62, and I think Voldemar also recognizes that that is a huge army. Could spell the end of the Persian dynasties.
Oh my god. This is 54 villagers sitting right here, and he's... Oh,
These
actually,
Desert Raiders
okay
going in,
that.
trying to poke a little bit to see if he can hit this wood line. Not able to take it just yet. Pulling back a little bit.
Another mangonel being produced. Whoa.
Neither side committing
And behind this,
fully to
Dragovan
fight.
basically secures the gold veins over here.
First mangonel shot going out, a massive blast onto the archers in the middle there, backing up, dodging the other mangonel shot. A second mangonel shot coming out. Again,
Oh no,
massive
Dragovan
damage.
needs to move up this mangonel in the back. Oh, he finally moves it up.
Voldemar's
Finally
doing a
recognizes.
great job of cutting that mangonel. That being said, the
Oh my
Persian
God.
melee units are just getting wiped. Dragovan's mangonels are just not dealing the damage that they need to deal. At the same time,
Wow.
Voldemar's mangonels are just wiping the field
The mangonels are just so strong.
of these archers.
Wait,
It feels like
Dragovan-
Dragovan is
Dragovan
not paying
too.
attention.
He's going into melee mode now.
Switching into melee mode, charging those archers directly, seeing if he can deal damage to those mangonels. Those mangonels are producing extremely fast. Less than 10 seconds per mangonel, or 12 seconds per mangonel coming out here, thanks to
Four
the Kurdish
mangonels.
support.
Wow. Wait, 5 mangonels.
All of a sudden, 5 mangonels on the field, completely wiping Dragovan's forces. This is exactly what you want to see from the Persians. The military production is so fast on the Persian side. You can get 6 mangonels out. Whereas a minute ago, you didn't have a single one. All of a sudden, you have a massive army of mangonels. That's the kind of specialty that the Persians are capable of.
Dragovan fully pulls back. Wow, okay. Neither player is ready for the age up. What the? Oh yeah, what is Dragovan gonna do now? He just suicided his whole army.
Despite all that
Wait,
happening,
was this all a bait?
we do still see 44 military units on the side of Dragoman to just 14 on the side of Voldemar. Voldemar is basically clinging to his life thanks to this siege. This is going to be the deciding factor for this civilization, it seems like.
Another interesting thing is Voldemar has opted. Actually, I don't know if it's because it doesn't show. Oh, does this civilization not get wheelbarrow?
No, it does.
Oh, okay, okay. It's just that. Okay, I'm assuming because it's a modded civ, it doesn't show because it's like Delhi. Like, the text don't show up
Oh
on
yeah,
top.
yeah. None of his texts are showing on top. Yeah, because it is technically Delhi, so it follows the Delhi system. I think that's why
see,
it looks like he's not getting any text this whole time. Yeah, he does have 2 levels of all of the econ econ text research except for wood. So he is pretty researched up as far as economy goes. And at the same time in the blacksmith, he's got pretty much all of the Castle Age blacksmith upgrades at the same time. So pretty neck and neck on both sides. Both sides are pretty teched up, ready for the next fight. Valdemar's taking a look and seeing if it's time to age up or if it's time to produce more military units. He sees how big Dragonvan's military is and says, I gotta stay in this age. I gotta produce even more siege. 5 Springles coming out on the side of Valdemar. It seems like siege may be the saving grace of the civilization. You know, it's so funny because I was just calling out that there was a lack of siege in this game. Now all of a sudden it seems like both players are realizing that siege might be what makes or breaks this particular match.
Yeah, both players going above 100 villagers. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're in it for the late game slog. This is what I wanted.
We see Shah on Shah being researched by the Persians, which increases the range of the Divan of Commerce, so it can actually reach even further buildings, allowing this mill to be upgraded by the Divan of Commerce, or overseen rather.
I don't know what Dragonvan's units should compose of, because currently his army composition would get annihilated by these mangonels, but then again, I think any composition would get annihilated by 6 mangonels.
Yeah, it might be that he just needs to go into siege himself or something, because siege balls in AoE are just like, they're just too strong. We're finally seeing Valdemar move onto the map. Both gold veins building a tower over there, and it does seem like Valdemar is able to spot this out, saying, hey, that's my gold vein, I'm going to move up and stop you from taking that. Valdemar says, okay, I'm going to back up, you can have my scout, because I technically have those not the other gold vein.
Oh yeah. Hold on, your mic is like, are you, you're turning into Terminator right now. Can you like smack it a second?
Is my mic freaking out? My mic is not working?
Mic is freaking out a little bit. It's working, it's just, you sound like a robot.
Let me fix my mic real quick.
Oh, it sounds good right now.
Okay, it currently sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good.
All right, I'm not changing anything. It just seems to be freaking out on my side. Nathan Batty says message redacted. I'm guessing he said some crazy shit just now in the chat. Now I'm curious as to what he said. Man, both players are choosing to play defensively. Not sure which side this game could go. A single wolf attacking that villager. Why are wolves in this game? That needs to be addressed. Like these things are so annoying, just for no purpose. I'm gonna start ranting about wolves pretty soon. It seems like I actually cannot see pop. Both sides are 200 out of 200 now. Not even enough space for more villager production. And can I see total number of vills? Is that listed somewhere? We've never gotten to this stage where like it's this late game actually.
I mean, I see 122 vills on the side of Valdemar against 114 versus Dragonvan. Neither wants to pull the trigger.
Yeah, both sides seem to be in a very strong position economically. Both sides ready for the late game. Neither side moving into trade. And we do see an H4 landmark. That is the Shah Abbas factory coming up. This thing builds siege weapons at a cheap gold price, and it provides access to the unique Zambarak siege camel, which is an extremely interesting unit. It's like a Ozutsu mounted on a camel. It is also affected by the Divan of War, so interesting to see if that is going to be something that's going to be coming up. We do see a skirmish happening over on the top side, gold. Both players trying to fight for this gold. A tower going up on the side of the Ayyubids. I'm guessing the other tower by the Persians has already been taken out at this point. The entire Valdemar army moving up there, or rather half of the army moving up there. Both sides kind of scouting out, seeing what the move is going to be.
That was a great bait by Valdemar. Valdemar sending these horsemen to bring Dragonvan's attention to the northern gold vein and securing the southern gold vein, just like that. And we also see the age up. Oh my, are these Atabegs? Yeah, Atabegs coming out of the Ayyubid player. Wow. Okay, this is true late game.
Yeah, I've actually never seen the Atabegs being used. We do see a few of them going onto these archery ranges, buffing up the health.
Actually suiciding some Atabegs. Oh no. Oh, run! Oh, wait, oh, pump fake, okay.
Oh, these are Atabegs? These are Atabegs trying to escape. They're a little bit glitchy, which is kind of interesting. They look like Malian traders, but they're actually unique units that buff up the production. It looks like Valdemar's actually just finally moving in at this point. I'm wondering...
Wait, but, okay. He has to be careful not to overextend.
He's not
this is a huge fight.
He's not getting his H4 upgrades for his units. He does need to pay
Oh, this is a
1,400
huge
gold
fight.
to go into the Soft of the Dynasty. A huge Mangonel shot onto the back line of Dragovan. There's just so much siege coming out on the side of Voldemar. I'm not sure what Dragovan's going to do. Another huge blast going. All these archers are going to go down. At this point, though, the horsemen on the side of Dragovan are able to make it to the siege line.
Voldemar's siege is completely dead.
Seems like the siege are going to be going down now. That being said,
These villagers on the gold, he's not going to be able to secure it. He needs to like build something around it. He doesn't have enough stone either. He's not going to be able to build a keep.
Voldemar needs to be able to quickly remass. That is a ton of siege going down on the side of Voldemar. At the same time, Dragovan did lose a hefty amount of archers there. Could go either way right now.
Dragovan has like super tanky units now with the autobags.
Yep, he does have very tanky units. A keep going up on the side of Dragovan. He's trying to claim this gold. And we do see a bombard coming out here. A bunch of spearmen trying to defend this position. I wonder if... Yep, it seems like Voldemar's producing bombards for just 638 gold on the side of the Shah Abbas siege factory. He needs to research his H4 tech up though, because right now he's fighting with Castle Age units against Imperial Age units. It's interesting that neither player has gone for trade yet. Voldemar does have a wall going across the entire span of the map. He might look into trade soon.
Oh, but the villager died from the wolf. Is that what happened?
Oh, is that what happened? Is there a wolf? There's a boar over here.
Oh, there's a boar. Oh, the wall's not built.
Yep. We do see Safavid Dynasty finally going down for Voldemar. This is going to be upgrading all of his units to the elite level, and it seems like he might be going in, timing an attack at the same time all of his upgrades are coming in at the same time. We see a ton of spearmen on the side of Voldemar.
Lord.
It seems like Voldemar's going for a spear siege combination as his main
He's actually
composition.
pop capped right now. And he's... Oh my lord. Wait, what is... I guess these bombards are cheaper, so he doesn't really care?
Yeah, they are cheaper. Only 638 gold for the entire unit. A very cheap and powerful unit, thanks to Ode to the Landmark. All of his units have been upgraded to Imperial level now, and it does seem like he's backing up. Not able to get a ton of vision onto the map right now. These spearmen aren't going to do that well into the archers, however, but at the same time, maybe Voldemar doesn't need them to do well because he's got this siege in the back. Dragovan unwilling to go too deep, trying to look for a potential flank. Spearman trying to defend those bombards. Bombards trying to go into the center of the spearman mass. That's going to be the first bombard going down potentially, and it is going to go down. Second bombard is still going to go strong. Just shooting at units right now. It doesn't seem like Voldemar has a very concerted force. He's a little bit scattered all over the map right now. And it seems like the gold on the side of Dragovan is completely unthreatened. Voldemar is looking into trade potentially soon with this wall. Or maybe not.
Wait, he has no more gold after this. There's only 1,800 gold left in this gold vein.
Yeah, Voldemar needs to think about other options for gold. This is a very gold-hungry civilization, so he needs to think about going into trade as soon as possible.
But Dragovan already has the northern side completely covered. In fact, he's towering it now, too. Wait, I don't know what Voldemar's gonna do.
At the end of the day, Voldemar can always just stick with wood and gold units.
He's gonna trade to the southern trade post. He's
wooden
walling the south.
Oh, interesting. That might be exactly what he needs.
The market has still not come down though yet.
Preferring to produce spears, the horsemen are going to have an opening onto the siege in the back line. These archers, with their university level upgraded fire arrows, going to deal so much damage. Another Mangonel makes itself exposed. Voldemar's in a bad position with these horsemen charging his siege. We've yet to see a market come down on the side of Voldemar.
His siege factory is still just making siege mangonels. We have not seen the Zambaraks yet.
You know what I think would be really good in this position for Voldemar? Unironically, I think the Dalemites would be a really good unit. Because there's so many archers, right? The Dalemites are basically your perfect archer counters. Like, that's what you
But
need.
they just have so little ranged armor, right?
They do have less range armor, that is true. So it's both what he needs and maybe it's not enough. These archers are dealing so much damage and even killing the siege.
Oh my god.
Voldemar's in a dangerous position. That's the second Mangonel going down. These archers are just blasting him. These are These are just regular archers, though. These are not even as strong as Abbasid archers. So they are just technically
Oh
normal
my
archers.
gosh.
Voldemar could
Voldemar's
counteract with
getting
his
raided
own
in the back of
archers.
his base too. He doesn't have any defenses to deal with this. He has to pull back. I think we're gonna see a surrender on Voldemar's position soon. He has no trade, no gold, and no bitches. It's cooked.
I did think that the Persians were really gonna come to their own in the late game. But it seems like even in the late game, the Persian civilization might be even on the weaker side just due to how heavily reliant it is on gold.
They need some kind of passive gold generation, I think.
A Mangonel comes out and is going to be attacked almost as soon as it comes up. There's so many archers on the side of Dragovan at this point.
Oh man,
Oh
Dragon
no,
has...
Mangonel's going to go down.
Oh.
I'm not sure what Voldemar can do in this situation. This is looking pretty bad. Another Mangonel's going to go down. There's just so many horsemen on the field at this point. Dragoman has so much access to gold, and Voldemar just basically has none. There's still 2 horsemen sitting in the back of his base. And remember, Dragoman also captured 5 relics early in the game, so he has even more gold than he needs at this point.
Yeah, oh my god, he's just floating so much resources by this point.
0 gold production on the side of Voldemar. 1,500 gold per minute on the side of Dragovan. If I had to guess, Voldemar is thinking, is there anything else in this civilization that I could use to my advantage? And the answer might be no.
I think he needs to start sitting down, reading the scriptures written in the Quran, and start praying to God, praying to Allah, how he can pull back this game.
Yeah, Hossein says Voldemar should go for a horseman spear archer composition. That is basically the only option available to Voldemar at this point in the game. He's gonna need some gold if he even thinks about trying to get up some trade. Not having access to trade is really painful for the civilization, unfortunately. The only thing he has going for him is the siege. He has gone for quite a few bombards this whole time, which I was a little bit surprised to see because
Yeah, I don't know what the bombards were for.
Dragonman's doing such a good job of just spamming a little bit of horsemen on every side of the map, going a little bit into the north, going a little bit into the south, going a little bit into the left side, to the right side, trying to see if he can spot out any kind of units, any kind of advantage that Voldemar is looking for.
Oh, I heard a delete sound. I think there were some villages that just got deleted.
Yeah, Voldemar's just deleting villagers at this point. Wait, also I'm blind. The villagers are listed at the top. Why did I think I couldn't see villagers?
Oh my mangoes!
blast.
Oh my!
Smacking those archers. There's just so much going on. Dragonman is brave for just basically going a pure archer composition against a massive siege.
I think in the ultimate late game though, just with micro and just sheer pump, archers are
This
just
is
so
kind of
strong.
cool, actually. It's like there's a siege wall and then just like spearmen just like huddled around that siege. That siege is basically holding on for their dear lives against this composition of horsemen and archers.
He's pulled villagers to heal the siege. This is his final push. He has 0 gold per minute. He recognizes that this is the only siege he has for the rest of the game.
I think he's actually sold his resources to get these siege weapons up. If these siege go down, this might be it.
Yeah, the villagers are unable to heal it fast enough. Oh, still. Oh, he's healing them.
Still going strong.
He's healing them. They're shooting.
This is just a meat grinder right now in this forest right now. Oh, I just switched over to Voldemar's point of view. He's actually in the fog of war. He doesn't even see everything that's happening on this map.
What? He doesn't see what he's shooting?
He's kind of shooting blind right now. This is an extremely dangerous position. He's desperately trying to get into get more and more units. At this point, Gulams are coming out onto the field, and that might be the shift that Dragovan needs. Both sides are shooting into the forest right now, not able to see very much of the map, but Gulams are going to be armored units that are going to be able to take out those mangonels. At this point, Voldemar has to back up. He needs to rethink his strategy and think if there's anything else he can do. He is mining stone in the back. That is one thing that Voldemar has in his pocket that he could still use potentially. A massive blast of mangonels able to take out another massive archers. Voldemar is down, but he's still not out, despite all of this.
Oh! Wow, he's actually managed to keep 3 mangonels alive.
Both sides destroying a ton of resources worth of military units. 36,000 on the side of Voldemar.
Is this Civ broken?
43,000 on the side of Dragoman. Dragman's not able to close this out. The Persians are still standing somehow. And I can't
Any
tell.
other Civ in Valdemar's position would just like have already lost.
I can't tell if it's the Persians or if it's just Voldemar being really skilled. It could be either way right now, because somehow Voldemar is able to hold on to this position. Still fighting in the darkness. Another massive. Oh my god, these mangonel shots coming in from the fog of war, just blasting holes into the archery range, into the archer mass of Dragavan. But at the same time, nothing but archers is not going to be enough to defeat these Ghulams. So many Ghulams and horsemen now. Ghulams are the perfect answer. You need crossbows to take out those Ghulams, and Valdemar does not have enough gold for those crossbows. At this point, the stone has been mined. Villagers are trying to take out this outpost. It might take a while for that to happen. Some more villagers up here, cutting down this stealth forest. Maybe trying to produce a little bit more vision.
Yeah, also notably, oh man, Voldemar only has one tech. Actually, does he have a single tech from the madrasa?
I don't know. Is that the case? I don't even know where his madrasa is. Oh, it's in the back. No, he
It's on the front.
He researched the horse tech, the infantry tech, the archer tech. He's pretty teched up, whereas Voldemar, I don't think has any university techs, is my guess. He just doesn't have enough gold.
Oh yeah, I'm at Voldemar. He doesn't have any. His archers aren't shooting fire.
Yeah, his archers are not shooting fire, and that's kind of a huge difference. That being said, archers are still constantly going down, and Dracula hasn't gotten into siege just yet.
The robot mic.
I haven't done anything. I don't know what's happening. I'm guessing it's my computer just like going crazy at this point. Let me see if I can reduce some of the compute power on my computer. I'll delete my Chrome browser. Hopefully that
it's
helps.
starting to go good again. Yeah, it's a lot better right now.
Yeah, sorry about that. Oh man. Still, this game could go to either side. At this point, I need to take a pee break, and Voldemar maybe is feeling the same way because he has finally surrendered. And the game number 3 goes to Dragavan. This is now 2 on the side of Dragavan to 1 on the side of Voldemar. Really great.
Is it a best of 5?
Yes, it is a best of 5. So the next game could be the final game. We'll go ahead and pull Voldemar back in for this next game. Really great showing by both players once again. Incredibly tight match. Let's talk about the next match now. Voldemar, you get the privilege of choosing who plays the Persians once more.
I'll play Persians.
Okay, man is committed. I love that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do bans and then map pick.
Yeah, and can we please have a normal biome? There was nighttime almost. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, I'm sorry for accidental variety.
Yeah, very interesting.
I'll go European temperate.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm gonna take a pee break real quick, so just give me like 2 minutes and then we'll start into the next match.
2 minutes. This guy's peeing out a river. The fuck?
Which map?
Let's go Arabia.
Oh, we can play something we've already played.
I don't know.
If both players are fine with it, I think there's no issue.
Okay.
You need to remake lobby.
Ah.
Okay, I am back, and are all players here?
Yes.
Okay, if we are ready, go ahead and start into the next game.
I want to ban Ayabit Abbasid and Shuji.
Ayubid, Abbasid, and Drushi.
Okay.
Dragavan, pick a civilization and pick a.
Yeah.
I think, do you guys already pick a map?
We went to Rebri again. I hope it's okay.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, sorry guys, I don't know why my mic is every now and then just going crazy. I am trying a new mic, and maybe the power is just too much for my computer to handle right now. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully the mic is okay right now, though. Let me know if it buzzes out again. Okay, and it looks like the players are going into the game. Let's go ahead and jump into the match. And we'll jump into game 4 of this finals for the SHAH Showdown. Calvin, you with me?
Yeah, oh man, that previous game was just such a slog. It took out all my energy. Oh my gosh! HRE?
Yes! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 4 of the SHAH Showdown Finals. In the north side of the map, or rather on the east side of the map, in the color purple, we have Dragavan playing as the Holy Roman Empire. The first time we're seeing this civilization in this tournament. Whereas on the west side of the map, in the color yellow, is Voldemar playing what looks like the Delhi Sultanate, but is actually the Persian modded civilization. That's right, in this tournament, every single game will feature at least one player playing the Persian modded civilization. This is a civilization created by Hossein81, a very, very prominent modder in the AoE4 community, and I actually helped him design this iteration of the Persians. He actually tried doing a version of the Persians previously, which you saw in the Future Kingdoms tournament. And this is the first time we're doing this new updated Persians for in a tournament setting. And we invited some of the best players in the world to try this civilization out and see what will come out of it. And Voldemar and Dragavan have been at the top of their game so far. I want to introduce my co-caster, Colshin123. Calvin, how are you feeling right now?
Yeah. So the Persians are very similar to the Chinese with their supervision stuff, buff that they get from the Divan of Commerce and Divan of Wars. And one thing I remember Ozzy Drongo talking about a lot is how because he mains China, he knows the matchups a lot, and he particularly loathes the HRE matchup. So I wonder how the Persians are going to do into the HRE.
Yeah, why is that? Why does China dislike the HRE matchup?
Something about timings, because China likes booming and like producing villagers a lot. The HRE just like fast castles and gets all the relics on the map, and then their late game is just so strong.
Yeah, it does seem like the Divan of Commerce is very strong. It's able to buff up the drop-offs of these structures by 20%. But if HRE goes for those relics in the Castle Age, that might be enough to offset the difference between the two of them. Once again, we're seeing the Gunnishripur coming up on the side of Voldemar. This is a landmark that functions as a Divan of War. So while Divan of Commerce buffs up economic drop-off structures, Divans of War buff up military production structures. Last game, we saw the Gunnishripur being used to great effect to buff up the production of mangonels at a crucial moment in the game. Perhaps we'll see something similar this time around.
Wait, hold on. Take a look at this villager at the... Oh, never mind. Okay. Okay. There's a villager on Voldemar's side that was just staring at this tree trunk, wondering and pondering its purpose in life.
He might be pondering why Dragavan is going into the Mindwerk Palace.
Yeah, I'm a little...
This is very surprising.
What's up with that.
So, HRE normally goes for the Aachen-Schappel, an extremely powerful AoE economic buff for the Holy Roman Empire. Going for the Mindwerk Palace could signal for some very early aggression. Do you think that's what he's doing?
Not sure. I have a feeling that this... well, because the night technology is in the Mindwerk, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, even people like... But, I don't know what it is
Which
with pro
knight
players.
technology
I
are you
think
talking about?
the one. Well, there's like the one that buffs the spears and horsemen, and there's also the one that buffs the knights. So they gain like 2 armor, both melee and ranged.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I see.
Yeah,
I see
so it
what
could
you're
just
saying.
mean that he wants to go knights this game.
Interesting. Yeah, it
Not
could be that knights
necessarily.
are the key thing that will make the difference here. We see a stables coming up as
Oh.
well as professional scouts once again from Voldemort. Go ahead.
You know what it is? It's
What?
it's Oh, never mind. I was gonna say it's because the pro players like doing professional scouts and pumping out horsemen early on, but he is Dragonman is going for the fast castle. You see him moving out to this mill over here.
Yeah, he's going onto the deer in the
his
front here.
prelate.
He's got a second prelate going up already, using his scout to micro the deer rather than just trying to pro scouts it. A different kind of professional
Oh.
scouts coming out.
What the? Okay, so the Minor Palace got reworked a little bit. Instead of having the, oh my god, it's the armored studs, right? They have the owl spikes now, or owl pikes now.
Increase the damage of spearmen and horsemen by +2.
That's different from how it was before, right?
Yes, yes, it is. I think they had like what was it? It was like an armor thing before, right?
Yeah. It was 2 melee armor. Honestly, kind of a useless technology. So I'm very glad they changed this. Wait, Dragonman is doing some insane micro. Do you see this? Wow. Okay, so he gathers just enough food from the deer carcasses so that when he goes for the drop off, he actually has the villagers build the mill, so that way they can not waste any motions. Because building the mill by itself is just a waste of time when you can finish building it and do the drop off at the same time. What insane micro?
That feels like too much effort, but like, I mean, he's the pro. I don't know what I'm doing, but like, a barracks coming out, a stable coming out, a horseman already coming out onto the map. It looks like Dragvan may yet still look for early game aggression, going horsemen and spearmen along with the all pikes being researched all at the same time. He might try to go horsemen and spearmen and try to stop the professional scouts. He does spot it on Voldemort's side.
Let's see, what units did Voldemort build? Oh, setting out spears first. I think he scouted out the stables and recognized that he needed to counter that.
Yep, sending out some spears, maybe here to protect the scouts as they collect their deer. I also want to give a shout out to the Ko-Fi. All donations to the Chile Empire Ko-Fi will go to the prize pool of this game.
Oh, I will say though, HRE has opted for. Oh, never mind. Wait, I'm so confused. This is unorthodox HRE playstyle. Barracks, stables, and then an archery range.
Once again,
Yeah,
going for the
what is
1-1-1.
HG
That will be
fighting?
the first horseman going down. These spearmen, these Persian spearmen are hungry. Persian spearmen are just regular spearmen, so nothing too unique to call out. But one thing I do want to call out is the dynasty system for the Persians. Instead of upgrading units individually, they upgrade them all at the same time. By changing dynasty. So we will see the Ilkhanate dynasty coming in when Voldemort eventually goes into the Castle Age.
Voldemort did a little bit crazy micro right there. He microed his scouts to drop off the deer closer on the opposite side of the mill, away from the town center, so that way the mill, what's it called? A supervision buff would be applied, because he noticed some of the deer carcasses got dropped too close to the town center. Wow. How are these players able to recognize that?
It is interesting that this is a very similar strategy to what Voldemort's been doing in the past few games. I would be curious if we see some trade getting added this time around. We saw in the previous game that gold was the key difference in the game towards the end for this civilization. The Persians are so gold hungry. So they're going to have to go for trade or relics or something to basically make it into the late game as the Persians. And it looks like there's going to be an engagement in the center here. Archers, horsemen, and spearmen able to push back against just the horsemen and spearmen of Voldemort. Not going to be very much for him to do as he pulls back. Doesn't want to take that engagement.
These
A few
are
spearmen and
some
horsemen
crazy
looking for
teched up
some scouts
HRE
here.
units. They're also faster by default.
That's true.
the
HRE,
margin drills,
HRE infantry are faster than normal.
And then he's
Scouts
also
are going
gotten the melee armor upgrade. Usually we see players forgo this technology for the entire game, but because of the Mindwork Palace's buff to the, or what's it called? Yeah, cheaper upgrades, he just... Wait, it is cheaper, right? Yeah, cheaper upgrades, he just goes for it. Wow.
It's also worth calling out that Valdemar has nothing but melee units right now, pulling out some Daylamites onto the field. This might be exactly what he needs. It actually, Daylamites
Wait a
actually counter
minute.
every single thing on Dragavan's side. And the
Could this be a
Daylamites,
blunder from Dragon
Daylamites are coming into the battle now. Trying to take a fight
I think
into
he
the
still
forest.
wins. I think Dragon still wins. His units are teched up. Wait, actually no. Daylamites are cooking. Wait, what the?
Daylamites are very powerful. They're unique men-at-arms that have bonus damage against light infantry specifically, able to hold their own in this fight even though they're extremely outnumbered. That being said, Valdemar just lost a ton of units. Dragavan is producing so many units into this age. Wow, how did Dragavan produce this many units? We're seeing 26 military to just 12 on the side of Valdemar. And it looks like... Oh, let me switch over to villager view instead of resource production view. Seems like both sides are going heavy into the feudal age. A second Divan of War coming up on the side of Valdemar, trying to buff up these other military structures. We haven't seen that yet. I'm a little bit surprised to see that, actually. Normally you go for another Divan of Commerce.
You'll fiddle with your mic a little bit more.
There's nothing I can fiddle, unfortunately. How's
okay.
Is this okay?
Don't worry. I'll translate for them. Okay, Charles just talked about how amazing he developed the civilization and how much effort it has been to produce the Persians and how balanced they've actually become, considering that these past 3 games have been completely close, and I've been sitting on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, is my voice still messed up right now?
Oh, it's good now. Wow,
Okay.
and the wait. Oh my god, early game HRE. This is amazing. The Mindwork Palace allowing him to get all the early technologies. He's gotten all of the... Wow, he's gotten melee armor, melee damage, ranged damage, and ranged armor. And his prelates are healing all of his dudes.
Yeah,
oh my
giving a
god,
little
and ready for
pre-battle
more.
prep speech as the battle engages, both sides going into each other. I'm not sure if Valdemar wants to take this fight. He's getting outnumbered in this current battle. He doesn't have enough units. That being said, Valdemar did go 2 Divans of War. He's trying to produce as many military units as quickly as possible, which did allow him to get back a lot of his military, what was a military disadvantage, pulling back closer towards his base so his reinforcements come in faster. Both sides taking this battle here. It doesn't seem like he's going into any more Daylamites at this point, though.
Yeah, I think he needs to look for an H3, and if you take a look at his macro, it does... Oh, never mind, I lied. He's going back onto wood. He's going to fight in this age. If we take a look at the south, we see these 2 scouts kind of sitting here looking at these dead deer carcasses from Valdemar, and the reason they're sitting there and staring at it is because Dragonman has already pre-murdered these deer carcasses and has completely stalled them. Yeah, wow. Just... Dragonman is thinking 3 steps ahead, as always.
Yeah, I don't know what to do in this position if I was Valdemar, because normally, as the Persians, you would expect a early game advantage thanks to your military production speed and the fact that you have feudal Daylamites. But Dragavan basically preempted that with the Mindwork, getting all of these technologies, able to get a significant advantage, even though he doesn't have the access to the deer carcasses.
Oh my gosh! He's making early men-at-arms! He's trying to kill this guy in age 2!
I'm surprised to see that. Wait, normally after you take a fight in feudal and you win, as hard as Dragavan's winning, it's a good option to go to H3, right?
I think he recognized that. That's how he was thinking in the first game, and that's how he lost the game. And he's not going to make that same mistake. Instead, opting to just... Oh, wait, he's guarding the walls. Wow. What the... Wow, okay.
Yep.
He's
guarding
completely
the
walled
walls.
himself in.
He's walling himself in. He doesn't want any raids coming in from the side of Valdemar. Valdemar
Oh
at the
my
same
gosh.
time...
You know what's happening?
What's up?
Valdemar is going for age 3, and then
Yes.
Dragavan is going for an H2 attack. Dragavan's about to decimate him. The age up is going up. Oh, but he okay, yeah. Oh, the timing is horrible.
Cymric and Bazaar going up. 8 villagers trying to
The
build
timing
this
is
thing
horrible.
up. At the same time, Dragavan's coming in hot. This is extremely dangerous on the side of Valdemar. If this attack goes through, I think Valdemar might sense that he hasn't seen any military units. He might be sensing that there's an age up coming in. He's positioning his military. Valdemar's horsemen are at the top trying to raid. That could be enough of a distraction, or maybe Dragovan just doesn't care. His gold villagers are completely exposed in this position.
What is he doing? Oh, he's coming in from the south? Okay.
Dragovan not choosing to go into the town center, not spotting the Samarkand Bazaar, instead going to the south. Samarkand Bazaar.
That is the perfect call. If you stop the gold production, there's no point in going to H3. You gain nothing out of it.
That is true. He's trying to go into the gold. Samarkand Bazaar, just to call it out, gives 150% production speed to the town center. Extremely powerful. At this point, Valdemar sees the military. He's able to stop Dragovan's gold and try to do a little bit of raiding, but at the same time, a huge engagement. This is going to be enough to build the... Oh my god, the Bazaar is so close to being produced, but it's just not enough to finish it. And at this point, Dragovan's charging.
Oh my god, he's getting raided.
He's committing to the battle.
Both players are getting raided at the same time.
A massive raid on the side of Valdemar, hitting all of those wood villagers at the same time. These archers are going to be able to defend this position. 15 villagers inside of the town center is going to be enough to knock Dragovan back. Even those men-at-arms are not going to be able to take that many archer fire.
Both players are on complete panic stations right now. Wait, these handful of horsemen have completely stalled Dragovan's
economy completely stalled. That being said, despite that huge attack, 3 villager kills to just 2. Neither side lost many villagers. These are pros after all. Their micro is just insane. Samarkand Bazaar functions as a divan of commerce, able to buff up the production speed of this town center. 8 seconds per villager being produced now. That being said, the Samarkand Bazaar is 10% more expensive than your normal H3 upgrade. So pretty hefty price that he had to pay to get in there. That being said, he has a mosque up now, able to start going for relics pretty soon. Valdemar seemed to have learned the lessons from the previous game.
Oh my gosh. Dragovan aging up with 20 villagers going the Regnitz Cathedral.
20 villagers. He's saying, I'm HRE at the end of the day. I still need to go for relics. I cannot let Valdemar take all the relics on the map.
Ooh, and he's positioning his prelates already early on. He's got 2 prelates. So he's gonna secure 2 relics guaranteed, basically. For some reason... Oh, never mind. Is Dragovan... Is he gonna be able to stop it? Dragonman's moving his army to guard it, but Valdemar's out here too. Yeah, I'm not really sure what units we're gonna be seeing in Age 3. It looks like that both sides are a complete mix of units.
Yep, Valdemar's looking to stop this relic. He's gonna spot that Dragovan is picking it up right now. He's gonna chase into it. He does have Castle Age units. All of his units are Castle Age, whereas Dragomans are still in the Feudal Age. This might be enough to make the difference. This prelate is going to be in a dangerous position. These veteran Dalemites might be enough to defend against all of these archers. They're tickling these Dalemites. That horseman needs to go target the prelate. Dragovan getting his army chased back into the back of his base. The first relic is going to go down. Is going to go into the Regnitz Cathedral. At this point, Valdemar's just chasing into Dragovan's base, fighting underneath the town center. He's got armored units here, so it might be enough to make a difference here. Castle Age units, archers spotting these villagers on the side.
What is Dragovan supposed to do? He has to make men-in-arms.
Yeah, he's got to do something, because right now...
These are Feudal Age men-in-arms. These are Feudal Age men-in-arms. The upgrade's now coming out. Oh no.
Those Dalemites are carving into those archers. Not taking almost any damage.
Wooloo.
He needs to use the Wooloo. And the Wooloo's gonna be going down. Oh my god, this Dalemite is just soaking up these archer shots. Wait, that is delicious. Dragonman's entire economy is now stalled. This is an extremely powerful showing in the Castle Age by Valdemar here.
Wait,
that Castle Age
are we gonna get a game? Game 4? Game 5?
We might be getting a game 5. This is crazy. So much military being produced on the side of Valdemar now. He's able to get 2 relics on the map now.
Oh my god, these northern villagers are just sitting here being gunned down over the wall, and they're about to be gunned down on both sides. Wait, okay, Dragovan has to throw in the towel now, right? There's just no way.
There's a Savar inside of Dragovan's base at this point. Even with the upgraded man-at-arms, that Savar is going to make mincemeat out of him.
The Savar to counter the men-at-arms. Wait,
the Savar is a unique cataphract-like unit, which does bonus damage to heavy units. You can see how he's cleaving into that man-at-arms. That being said...
He's got a mace. He's got a man-at-arms mace.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a mace to counteract to counter the armored units there. Veteran Daylamites up against this Man-at-Arms. Daylamites do deal less damage than your normal Man-at-Arms, so maybe the Man-at-Arms is enough to counter the Daylamites. That being said, there's so many Daylamites just cleaving through these archers at this point. If I was Dragavan, I think this might be the time to throw in the towel. There's so many yellow units on his map.
Wow, I'm just so impressed. The pro players just don't care about siege in these early game fights. They don't care about ramps at all. They just run through.
Yeah, they just run through.
That's all I
mean,
need.
they've got armored units. They're here to deal with stuff.
Wow.
A single crossbowman, or sorry, 2 crossbowmen is Dragavan's answer to these Daylamites. And I'm guessing it's not enough. He's trying to mine stone at this point. Oh my god. Just devastation. I don't even... What is Dragavan's villager count at 38 now to Voldemar's 80? Like, this is very clearly Voldemar sided. And game number 4, Ghosts of Voldemar. That is 2-2. We are in a best of 5 with 2 and 2. And Persia takes the victory against the Holy Roman Empire.
Here's my guess. I have a feeling that we're going to see China next game. That's my guess.
Yeah, that was interesting to see. Really, really interesting match. Wow, that was so fun to watch these matches. Like we haven't seen a strategy like that where Daylamites had such an impact on the game. I'm gonna go ahead and pull Voldemar back in, and we're gonna move into the final match of this best of 5. Again, amazing showing by both players. Great job, guys.
Thank you.
All right, we're going into the last game of this best of 5. It's 2-2. 2 wins to Voldemar, 2 wins to Dragavan. The victor could go to either side at this point. Dragavan, you do have the privilege of choosing whether you play the Persians or whether Voldemar plays the Persians.
I can play Persians.
You say you're going to play Persians?
Yes.
Okay, Dragavan on the Persians this time around. Voldemar is going to be picking his own civ. Dragavan, go ahead and choose your bands as well.
What map?
We can do Gorge.
Oh,
Is that the EGC version or normal Gorge?
Let's do the normal Gorge. Unless is there a strong preference for the other one? I don't know the difference actually.
I think the other one spawns more fair, sheep-wise.
Okay, so that's the EGC Gorge, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that one then. If it's more fair, we'll go ahead and go with that one. Let me make sure I have that downloaded as well. EGC Gorge, crafted by Elite Gaming Chan. Okay, awesome. And did you guys do civ bans already?
I will ban Juji, HRE, and China.
I will play Rustam.
Okay, first game of Rus against Persia. I'm excited. You guys are already hosting? We'll have a Dragavan host again, just to keep it
I'm in the
consistent.
lobby, yeah. I'll just need like 1 minute just to refresh.
Yeah, take your time, Take a couple minutes. Calvin, do you need to do a bathroom break at all?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Do they read these comments? I have a question for Chili. Yes, Nasra D's. I do read comments. Feel free to post whatever. Not gonna lie, this game looks sweet, even better than AOM Retold, right? Personally, I'm a fan of Age of Empires 4, a little bit more than Age of Mythology Retold, at least on the competitive multiplayer side. It just feels a lot smoother. Age of Mythology Retold, I think, is amazing for just like the nostalgia factor, but in my opinion, Age of Empires 4 just has a much more interesting civ design and balance for multiplayer gameplay, which is why we get cool stuff like these kinds of tournaments.
I'm always gonna have a special place for Age of Empires 3 in my heart.
That's true. Age of Empires 3 classic. So sad that the devs aren't going to be supporting it anymore.
Oh man, yeah. death of a whole community right there.
The community's still going strong. It seems like they're almost they've banded together in the resilience against what Microsoft did.
Oh wow, okay.
But you know, if Age of Empires 3 players start coming over to Age of Empires 4, I personally, as a fellow AoE 3 migrant, think AoE 4 is where the future is. So, would love to have them over here.
Well, this is true. This is true.
Man, this has been a fun tournament. So many things I didn't expect to see.
I think we've seen all of the landmarks. Every single one of them was built.
Yeah, it definitely feels like compared to the Crusaders, at least, the Persians are offering a little bit more of an interesting matches, you know? With the Crusaders, it felt like people were kind of doing the same thing over and over again. Whereas like now we're seeing strategies kind of mixed up. And it's because the Persians are a little bit more similar to your base civs. Whereas the Crusaders are very strange with their auto-producing villagers.
Yeah. With the auto-producing villagers and the weaker pilgrims, they were basically forced to go to town centers by the beginning. And also like they were like locked in Age 1 for a little bit longer. Yeah, there were some weird things going on.
Yeah, yeah. Slowly starting to lose my voice at this point. Was wondering, how did you make the unit icons in your AOM Chinese and Maya faction designs? They seriously look like the real deal. So for the faction designs for the Age of Mythology stuff, I used unit icons from previous games whenever possible. So I think a lot of the unit icons come from previous Age of Mythology.
I'm pretty surprised that this is even intelligible right now.
Oh, is my voice completely gone right now? Again?
It happened exactly as you started reading it out. It's actually perfect. It's like God intended you not to respond to this question.
Let me fully unplug my mic and then plug it back in. Oh my god, let me fix this real quick. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Hopefully that little unplug it and plug it back in was all I need to fix that. So to give another attempt at answering Nazrez D's question, wow, I'm really starting to lose my voice at this point. Yeah, the icons come from Age of Empires 3 or the previous Age of Empires, Age of Mythology Extended Edition. I just grabbed icons from those games whenever I could, or sometimes I would create custom icons myself, just using Photoshop. Oh my god. Calvin, you might need to be doing the introductions this time around because I'm heavily losing my voice.
Yeah, I don't watch enough Ozzy Durango.
I can also cast.
Oh?
Are you going to be casting the game that you're playing in? Is that what you're saying? Or...
Yeah, it's like, as we can see here, Dragavan, clearly the worst player over here, is just...
Alright, we're ready to go.
Okay, yeah, awesome. Whenever you guys are ready, feel free to launch in. This is going to be the final match of this best of 5 for the SHAH Showdown. Good luck. Shout out to Dizovany12 who just subscribed. And shout out to the Ko-Fi. All donations to the Ko-Fi will go to the prize pool of this tournament. That's Chile Empire at Ko-Fi. Oh man, super excited to see this last game. I honestly can't wait. There's so many things that could happen here. Oh.
Yeah, I will say though, they banned Jushi and China.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know, you were totally right in assessing that, like, we would see a China come out of this last game. And
yeah,
I'm guessing Voldemar wanted to pick it because he you know, he was a China main.
Oh, really?
But now, why did you think that there was going to be China? I thought you knew that he was a China main, that's why.
I didn't know. I just based off the way that like these players were playing, I just felt like China was next up, you know?
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, well, I'm in the game now, and I'm gonna start the introduction. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final match in this best of 5 tournament. We're in the finals of the SHAH Showdown, up in the north side of the map. It's Dragavan in the color purple. He's playing what looks like the Delhi Sultanate, but is actually the Persian modded civilization. It functions completely differently from any other civilization in the game. I'm so excited to tell you more about it. But first, we're going to introduce on the second side, on the second half of the map, on the other side. In the color yellow is Valdemar, playing the Rus, which is a matchup that we haven't seen yet in this tournament. Persians versus Rus. Huge shout out to my co-caster, Calvin, aka Colshin123. Oh my god, Calvin, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling like I'm ready for some 5-head gameplay. Already, something that I noticed from Valdemar's side is he put 2 hunting cabins on this wood line, which is like already a crazy big investment of wood, right? Which probably means that he's going to go pro scouts and probably fight in Age 2 because these things block off his Age 3 landmark, right? So the high trade house is probably not going to be able to put on this wood line.
As far as I know, 2 hunting cabins is standard Rus play now in this new age, where Rus...
Oh, for real?
Yeah, Rus no longer does the deer hunting anymore, so they just do 2 hunting cabins, and that's all the gold generation that they need. Cool thing to call out, though, is that you'll notice that the villagers that were sent to go build the hunting cabin are now farming sheep directly at the hunting cabin. They save the time by bringing the sheep with them, which is a really, really cute little bit of micro over there.
Yeah, there's some micro going on. Wait,
Golden Gate.
Oh, I guess I missed a minute.
Already going down at this point.
Oh, okay. Dragonman's going the Grand Caravanserai.
Oh man, there's so many interesting things happening in this game. There's quite a few things to call out. First thing, if you are just joining us right now, the Divan of Commerce, you might be wondering what this building is. This is a unique building for the Persians. It basically functions like a stationary imperial official, so it can oversee any economic drop-off nearby. So like the mill, for instance, all the villagers are actually producing 20% more food when they drop off there. The same way an imperial official works. At the same time, we're seeing the Grand Caravanserai landmark coming up for this Persian civilization. This is a unique landmark that functions as a caravanserai, which is a unique building for the Persians. It basically gives the same bonuses that you see from the Ottoman keep landmark, where you get bonus armor as well as bonus movement speed, and in this case you also get cheaper traders, which means Persians are going to be a very strong trade civ, especially if they go this landmark early.
Oh, you get cheaper traders with it too? Oh,
Yes.
I didn't even know.
33%
All traders are 33% cheaper. Wow, okay.
So we've been seeing
okay.
everyone else go for the Gunishapur, which is the second landmark for the Persians in the feudal age. This is the first time we're seeing these 2 top-level pro players go for the Caravanserai. This is an extremely exciting matchup. I didn't think we would see this.
Okay, here's my guess for what we're gonna see this game. I think we're gonna see a relatively fast castle on the side of Dragavan, or actually on both sides, because Valdemar is gonna gain like yoink all of the deer on the map. I think. Wait, is he gonna go 2 TC? He might go 2 TC into the horse archer build. And then
for the Rus.
Yeah, heavy trade on Dragavan's side.
Yeah, we've been seeing Valdemar loves going for those professional scouts. I'm guessing that he might be doing that again. We're going to see that gold threshold almost be reached very shortly. And as soon as we reach it, that might be enough for Valdemar to start going into pro scouts. Very common strategy for the Rus. At the same time, on the side of Dragavan, we've yet to see a market go down for him And it looks like instead he's going for an archery range first.
I guess he's gonna want to stop the professional scouts a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah, we
that's
already see
true.
him. He's already killing the deer on his side.
Yep, he is hunting down those deer, trying to stop, trying to make it harder for Voldemar to actually micro his deer carcasses. And Voldemar's not paying attention. He might lose the scout.
Oh. Oh.
Unfortunately, for Dragavan, Voldemar is going to be able to get out at the very last second. I don't think he was expecting a scout to be quite so bold to go in there. And we do see a market coming up for Dragavan at the same time. The first traders coming out and heading to the southern trade post. Of all the maps to trade on, this is an interesting one.
Yeah, both of the trade posts are in the center of the map. I'm a little bit curious as to why he chose this map to do it.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Kizzlebashes are finally coming out, but you're noticing that they're producing much slower, 27 seconds per Kizzlebash. Now, without the Divan of War buffing up the production speed, the Kizzlebash is going to have to suffer the same training speed as your normal units.
Wait, I'm a little bit curious. I think I'm completely wrong on my analysis of this game. One thing to note, the Wooden Fortress is not currently giving the buff to the Lumber Camp on Voldemar's side, but he's going into the stables, opting for Horsemen? I guess he thinks that Horsemen are going to be his counter to the Kizzlebashes.
Yeah, it seems like Horsemen and Archers is going to be his answer to the Kizzlebash. Kizzlebash is a unique unit for the Persians, a very powerful Horse Archer unit that specifically deals bonus damage against melee units. We've seen it used to great effect in some of these past games, and this might be another one. The Kizzlebash is almost tailored designed to protect the immense trade that Persia has. They're a very fast-moving Horse Archer unit. They counter melee units so they can stop any knights that are raiding the trade line, and that might be exactly what we see here. These fucking wolves are so annoying. Why are these in the game? Please, devs, any devs watching this, remove the wolves. What is even the point? It's just annoying. It's not even fun to deal with them. That being said, our traders are finally doing their drop-off. We're going to see a huge influx of gold coming in on the side of Dragavan soon.
What the? Voldemar is going knights.
Going knights. Knights is along with the second archery range. It almost looks like Voldemar's going for feudal aggression as the Rus.
My gosh, that charge does so much damage. And then the second archery range coming down for Dragavan, I think he's just going to spam Kizzlebashes. This is what we thought, or what I thought the Civ would look like at the very beginning. Just spam trade and a million Kizzlebashes to defend it.
Yep, Kizzlebash are the perfect
He's going for the very
counter to
traditional
knights.
play.
That bonus damage to melee units also applies to the knight, which means they're doing a ton of damage, 9 damage per shot against those knights. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have this many Kizzlebashes kiting you the entire time, that's exactly what you need. At the same time, you'll notice these traders are zipping across the map due to this Grand Caravanserai's bonus. All units within this aura radius, all traders within this aura radius get 8 armor, as well as plus 30% movement speed. So it's a huge buff to the speed of Persian trade. I'm surprised we haven't seen more trade-focused gameplay for the Civilization in this tournament just yet.
Another archer range? Oh, okay. Barracks coming. Wait, barracks coming down. What? Is he gonna make only unique units this game? Is he gonna make the man at arms in response to the archers?
Well, he actually didn't go for the Gunish report, so he doesn't have access to the men at arms.
Okay.
This build, so he does have better trade, but he doesn't have men at arms as a result.
He's going barracks and stable? What? Oh my! Dragavan must know something I don't.
Yep, so much trade coming in on the side of Dragavan. The Knights are finally able to charge down the traders. That's going to be the first trader going down very shortly. Kizzlebashes are making their way across the map, initially trying to see if they could raid the Rus. Now realizing that they have to fight this battle out. The archers are going to be the perfect answer to the Kizzlebash. Kizzlebash have a very
This
short
trader though
range.
takes no damage from ranged.
Yeah, AA armor is going to be huge. Voldemar not even choosing to attack it because of that armor. Basically a waste of time, but as long as he's attacking the traders when they're not in range, it's going to be enough. We see these Kizzlebashes kiting these knights. Archers are going to be able to scare them off.
on his micro. Yeah, completely pop capped right now. Holy shoot. Having to get 15 villagers to spam 2 houses down. And another house down. Holy cow.
Yep, focus on population. We see 40 economic units on the side of Dragavan to just 33 on the side of Voldemar. I'm guessing that includes trading units because neither side has a second town center just yet. And finally, we see our first trader going down. Or is that our second trader going down? That is our second trader going down. 2 worker kills, 2 economic kills on the side of Voldemar to 0 on the side of Dragavan. At this point, though, 11 Kizzle Bashes might be enough to stop this Knight army.
It looks like Dragavan is macroing for the age up.
He does have the resources right now. And he's starting to pivot his trade line to the left side of the map now. Recognizing that that these archers are covering the right side. See, the disadvantage of the archers, even though they counter the Kizzle Bashes, is they're much slower than the Kizzle Bashes. Kizzle Bashes can make it across the map extremely quickly, whereas archers have to walk.
Unfortunately, though, if he trades with this left side, he does not gain the Grand Caravanserai buff of movement speed and armor.
Yeah, whoa, did not expect that one. We see the Assassin Brotherhood coming up on the side of Dragavan. Extremely interesting landmark. This thing gives a massive amount of vision, as well as the ability to produce assassins, which cost gold, but are the perfect killing machine when it comes to raiding your economy. Kizzle Bash is catching out the reinforcements of Voldemar, cutting them off at the baseline here.
Oh no! He's cut out his town center one more time.
Oh no! Voldemar sees the Kizzle Bastions and just says, "Hey, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and attack your base directly." We've seen this before. So many villagers are currently under threat. Oh my god, they're overexposed at this point. Knights, archers, even traders are coming into this area. They're trying to escape. Voldemar.
No, that's a game.
Oh god, that's gonna
Is that how this game happens? No.
Kizzle Bashes are trying their best, and that's game. That's it. That one attack is enough to completely swing the game. So many villagers going down. Voldemar attacking at the exact perfect time. Oh no, I really wanted to see the Assassin Brotherhood take action. But that is it for the finals of the SHAH Showdown. The final match ended before it barely even began. I'm going to pull Voldemar back into the game. Huge shout out to both players in this tournament. Amazing, amazing performance. The winner will go to Voldemar in the end. Oh, with that feudal aggression, just completely unexpected. Great game, guys. Great game. Any comments? Let's go with Voldemar first. Any thoughts?
On what specifically?
Just like any words on the match overall, or just like how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good. I was kind of thinking this Civ has a few weak points, and one of those is timings, right? Because you kind of have to stay for a long time in feudal. Otherwise, if you go castle, you won't immediately capitalize off of it. So I feel like it just has a hard time against feudal aggression.
Yep, makes sense.
So that was why I picked that strategy here, and then it kind of also was a good thing that my opponent was trading. I was very surprised how strong those traders were.
Yes.
Yeah,
8 armor is no joke in the feudal age. Dragavan, any comments on your side? How are you feeling right now?
I think we had a great match, 3-2. I didn't get crushed, and he didn't get crushed. I can't say anything about the Civ on how I would improve it right now. But I'll try to come up with something.
Yeah. Well, anyways, great job, both of you guys. Thanks so much for participating. This was incredibly fun to cast and watch. Hopefully, you guys had some fun playing it out and trying out a slightly different take on a Civ design. I'll be in contact with both of you guys shortly for the prize money. Thank you very much, and congratulations to Voldemar.
Congratulations.
Thank you for
GG's
hosting this tournament.
Thank you. Okay, and with that, we can conclude this. I need to get another swig of water and some food because this was very tiring. Great job, guys. I'm going to stop the stream. Thank you for watching, everybody. And check out the Ko-Fi. All donations